The up-and-coming stakes was won by the Golden Slipper winner Magari, and it was a good win by Magari and a very good run by Cossack Prince. He was trapped out very wide, Cossack Prince, but he didn't shirk the task in the straight at all. He went to the line very well, and he looks as though he's going to be a big chance in some of the races coming up during the big carnivals in Sydney and Melbourne.
Travelling fourth is Magari, and a length and a quarter off on the outside, Cossack Prince, and then Forest, where Hot Opera's burned through on the inside to lead Andretti a half length, two to Magari, three deep, Carrier Star the middle, Lucky Century the rail over Cossack Prince, High Reserve, Nunkiri, Kindly Thought, and Forget Foreign Diplomat. Coming along past the 550 at Hot Opera, showing brilliant speed, leads 2 lengths Andretti, a length for Magari. Off the track is Cossack Prince in the middle, Carrier Star. On the rail is Lucky Century, and behind those High Reserve and Nunkiri from Kindly Thought. Into the straight, Hot Opera shows the way. He's a length and a half on Magari, coming after him now. Andretti in third position, and Cossack Prince has run a big race. Hot Opera's thrown it in. Magari's taken over, endeavouring to match him. Cossack Prince, he's not quite doing it at the moment. Quentin pulls the whip on Magari. He's holding Cossack Prince. Carrier Star will get up for third, but it's a big win first up to Magari. Magari from Cossack Prince, third Carrier Star, fourth. And
6 the Warwick Stakes, and the winner was Kingston Town, making a successful comeback. Kingston Town. He begins well and then races outside the leader to the home turn. Johnson shot him to the front as they straightened up. Rare Form made up plenty of ground over the final stages, but he couldn't pick up Kingston Town. Here's the replay.
Kingston Town jumped well. Actually, Tsar Royal best to begin. Domino second. Kingston Town third, and moving up, Note of Victory, followed by Scirocco, Rare Form. Lord Carling whips them in, down by the 800 metres, and Note of Victory in front. Kingston Town second. He's only a half length from his stablemate. A length and a quarter away third is Scirocco, moving up quickly, followed closely by Tsar Royal, Domino. Then My Saravon, Rare Form over Gurner's Lane. Lady Eula second last, and 2.5 to Port Carling as they swing the corner in the Warwick Stakes, and Johnston pops the question to the champ. Kingston Town draws level with Note of Victory. Scirocco a half length away on the outside, making a real race of it with Kingston Town is Scirocco. Into the straight, Kingston Town, the inside shaken up. A half length Scirocco, a length Tsar Royal, one Rare Form running an enormous race, but Kingston Town has accelerated. Kingston Town a length and a half, Rare Form running home well. Kingston Town still in front. Rare Form won't quite get him, and the King's back to his best. Kingston Town from Rare Form, who ran a fantastic race.
Back he came on the 8th preparation of his career to take the freeway in 1982 as a 7-year-old. And the crowd roared for him, loved him.
Stand well in their racing. Count Ajax on the inside, bounded well with Common Star away quickly. Manikato towards the centre. Quabo got out smartly towards the inside. Segovian Rhythm just behind them with Bulger. Last of all, Manikato has taken the leader with about 800 metres left to go by a half length. Segovian Rhythm a length and a half. Quabo close up on the outside is Common Star. 3 deep is Bulger, and just behind them Bold Prospect going forward. Cobra next on the outside of Count Ajax. A length to Soldier of Fortune there, followed closely by Spectrum. Binbinger Lawman commencing a move, and so is Silver Bounty in the well-packed upper. Coming up with about 450 metres left to go, and Manikato and Segovian Rhythm together. About a length to Bulger on the inside of Bold Prospect as they round the home turn. Quabo followed by Cobra through the back as Count Ajax. A gap to Lawman starting to run on. Segovian Rhythm on the outside, and Manikato as they straighten up with 200 metres left to go. Segovian Rhythm's got his head in front of Manikato, who's fighting on well now. It's Manikato on the inside, Segovian Rhythm. Manikato and Segovian Rhythm. Quabo is joining him with a good run. Manikato just in front. Quabo flashing home out wide. Manikato just the leader. Manikato's just beaten Quabo, and tight for third, Lawman.
Length and a half, Quabo getting clear, followed by Bold Prospect, and Lawman's running on around the home turn. Segovian Rhythm on the outside, and Manikato the fence. Quabo running on. Manikato fighting back. It's put its head in front again. Segovian Rhythm trying to get to it, and here's Quabo and Lawman flying. Manikato still in front of Quabo and Manikato. Manikato by net. Quabo, Lawman out wide, might have got third. Then Segovian Rhythm.
It was a great fighting effort. He had to pull out of the Peter Pan Stakes, and the win by Cossack Prince, beating Northern Reward. Northern Reward lunges at Cossack Prince right on the line, just misses him. Thought the run by Pochinella was good, picking up good ground at the end.
Grosvenor is back behind those looking for a split, followed by Mauna Loa. Next in the runners, Northern Reward. Into the straight they come. Gelsomino reached the lead from Captain Piper. Grosvenor's angling for a run. Cossack Prince on the inside. Grosvenor was cut out. Gelsomino in front. Cossack Prince was joining at Northern Reward. Oh, Grosvenor got flattened. Gelsomino in front of Cossack Prince, getting to it. Northern Reward flashing home. Cossack Prince reached the lead. Northern Reward diving at it. Cossack Prince in front, and he's got the money. Cossack Prince, he ran out on the line, but he got the prize from Northern Reward in a photo. Third home, Dalmacia.
About a length and a half to anyone home from Magari. Then came Khan's Son and Mr. Disco on the inside. Behind them is Prince Dalek. And behind them again is Gaelic Glen and Lureback with Idaho's Gift, Up Trumps and Regal Planet. Buljet and Papal Bull came away at the 500 to lead by 3 lengths to anyone home. Magari struggling, and they're followed then by Captain Stardust. Buljet just in front of Papal Bull at the 400. They're well clear of anyone home and Magari. Buljet a length clear with 200 to go. He looks to have Papal Bull beaten. Magari starting to thunder home. Buljet, however, sneaked away 2 in front. He's holding them safely. Magari is absolutely flying. Magari getting to Buljet, who's stopping. Magari's grabbing him near the line, and Magari's going to get up a mighty win, a half length to Buljet. Papal Bull third, fourth Idaho's Gift.
The final event of the...
Then Baron Kane Lakeworth.
Now to the Chelmsford Stake, and the winner rare form beating Gurner's Lane and Artist Man. Kingston Town, the 11-4 on favourite, finishing 4th.
To begin from rare form, Tomaszek and Tarn. Bit more rain. He's 2 lengths on Artist Man. A length to Kingston Town in 3rd position, followed by Tarney's Pride. 1 further back is rare form from My Sir Avon. 2nd last is Gurner's Lane. And Tomaszek last back about 8 lengths from the leader, which is Port Carling. Now, as they come down the side of the track, Kingston Town in need of a run here. And at the 550, the pilot is Port Carling, about a neck on Tarney's Pride. In 3rd position, now getting a split between the 2 leaders, Artist Man and Kingston Town. Bailed in behind them, 4th, followed by Rare Form, whipping up on the outer. And then My Sir Avon. Johnston can't get out on Kingston Town. He's pratted back to 3rd last. There's no hope of him getting clear. Rare Form has shot to the lead. Kingston is not out yet. Gurner's Lane moving to 2nd. Kingston Town can't get a crack at them. He's gone. Rare Form in front in the Chelmsford. Gurner's Lane running on, but all too late. And as they hit the peg, it's Rare Form. Rare Form beat Gurner's Lane. Artist Man 3rd. Kingston Town, a tragedy. He's run 4th, didn't get a...
And I brought to an end that winning sequence in Sydney. He was going for 23 straight Sydney wins yesterday, but...
Next he won the Mimsy at Caulfield.
Manikato has taken the lead at the top of the straight, tackled by Galleon. Quabo is still there. Lawman is down the outside, and they're followed by Bindinger. Manikato on the inside, tackled by Galleon at the 200-metre mark. Lawman is under the whip, and then came Quabo. But it's Manikato in front with 100 metres left to go. He's holding Galleon. Lawman running into 3rd place at Quabo, but it's Manikato. Manikato will win the Mimsy. Manikato a half length to Galleon. 2 lengths away, third Lawman.
Later, the first event, and the winner here was Emancipation. Now, this filly looks pretty good. She was just off the pace coming to the corner, but she didn't really hit top gear until about 100 metres from home, and she rattles to the post at the end.
Emancipation looking for the gap as they swing round the corner. 400 metres to go, and Popular leads 3/4 of a length on Captain Piper. In 3rd position, Dragnet trying to get through, followed by Jade Lace. Emancipation's out now, and then Dear Diane, followed by So Good, coming to the 200, and here's the favourite, Emancipation, putting in the long strides, gobbles up those on her inside very quickly, and Emancipation is a great filly. She's streaking clear of Captain Piper, followed by Dragnet and Popular, and Emancipation wins well. Emancipation from a tight finish between Captain Piper.
Was caught out a little wide on Grosvenor in the run to the first corner, so he let him slide up on the outside of the leader, went to the front on the corner, and pushed hard over the final stages. He was a little too good, beating Veloso, and 3rd was Cossack Prince.
Northern Rewards the far corner at the 1,000 metres, and Hermod makes play. A half length on Grosvenor, a length and a half away. 3rd is Northern Reward, followed by Cossack Prince in the middle. Going up 3 wide still is Kia Kindly Thought, and a good way back Zafakul and Maldita. Travelling along past the 500 and in the direction of the corner in the Gloaming Stakes. Little between Hermod on the inside and Grosvenor. Kiamare 3rd. In the centre next is Cossack Prince, followed by Northern Reward. A length then to Lucky Century, Veloso to the outside, and then Pochinella, but Grosvenor race to the lead past the ledger. It's Grosvenor in front, a length and a half. Cossack Prince and Veloso running on at the 200 and inside that point, and Grosvenor a length and a half. Cossack Prince and Veloso. Dittman riding like a man inspired on Grosvenor. Veloso trying to pick him up. Grosvenor still in front, and Grosvenor wins the Gloaming. It's Grosvenor by a half length to Veloso. 3rd Cossack Prince followed a long way back.
The second event, the T-Rose Stakes, and gee, she was impressive. Emancipation, she was trapped off the track 4 wide most of the way, but she races away in the straight to score easily. Gelsomino 2nd, Homemade 3rd.
A length Emancipation off the track. The centre is I Like Diamonds, followed by Gelsomino the Rail. A length away Bay and wider out Neander Bell, Son of Vale, Tarney's Pride from Ensenada, Confessions, Biscaloe, and Becetta is last of all as they swing for home in the T-Rose Stakes. And the leader narrowly is Rosebrook on the inside. Second is Blazing Silks, Homemade on the rail, followed by Explicit the outside. Gelsomino going up on the fence, and then comes Emancipation at the 250, and Rosebrook shook off the early pilot Blazing Silks. Emancipation comes up to Rosebrook, Gelsomino on the rail, but Emancipation takes over. Quinton has a peep, and Emancipation raced away. She's going to maintain her unbeaten record. Emancipation full of running clear of Gelsomino, and Emancipation wins brilliantly from Gelsomino. Dead heat for third between Homemade and on the outside I Like Dining.
Another couple of bounds he would have won at Wellington Road. Now to the Hill Stakes and the win by Cossack Prince beating Kingston Town. And he did look disappointing yesterday, Kingston Town. Here's the replay now.
As they come along towards the 650, Rare Form a length and a half, third and three quarters to Fairy got on the fence at the 600 now, and Kingston Town on the outside, a half length on Cossack Prince being niggled at to stay with the champ. A length the Rare Form, and how's he going to come home today? And Fairy got his last around the turn now, and Kingston Town popped the question by Johnston, a half Cossack Prince, Rare Form on the outside winding up. Johnston almost to go for the whip. Yes, he has to pull the persuader on Kingston Town. Rare Form's joined him, Cossack Prince on the fence. Rare Form, Kingston Town, Cossack Prince. What a memorable duel. It's Kingston Town, Rare Form. Cossack Prince on the inside is fighting back. Cossack Prince doing better than Kingston Town and Rare Form, and Cossack Prince wins the money. Cossack
Prince outstaying Kingston Town there, but it was 10 kilos, the difference, 59 to 49. It's a bit of a difference, isn't it? The Shannon Quality, and the winner here was Dalmacia beating Brewery Boy, and third was Bianca Lady. He's tightened into favouritism now for the Epsom. He won very impressively, Dalmacia, getting to the line really well the last little bit. Here's the replay coming up.
A length and a half then to on the outside Co, and then comes well back in proceedings Bianca Lady, and Tuna 2 is last, although taken to the outside by Cook. Brewery Boy, he's first to negotiate the home corner and past the 400. He leads about 2.5. Dalmacia the first to go after Brewery Boy. A length the Scirocco. Quinton has a peep on Dalmacia. I think he's pretty confident. And Brewery Boy leads, but Dalmacia's in hot pursuit, and quickly Dalmacia swept to the lead. And Dalmacia's raced away from Brewery Boy. And then a battle Beach Boy, Bianco Lady and Scirocco, but Dalmacia untroubled. And Dalmacia has won it well from Brewery Boy and Bianco Lady. Then third, followed by Mike Kings.
Now to the big one of the day, and the defeat of Manikato, but excuses for him. Cobra took him on. They went crazy. He pulled very hard over the 1,600 metres. He didn't give himself much chance, and Cobra didn't give him much chance either. Lawman had the sitting shot at them and swamps them at the end.
Cobra went up on the outside of Manikato at the 1,400, and there together 2 lengths Bin Binger and Savannah, 2 lengths to Lawman, 1 to Our Planet Hardred. At the 800-metre corner, and it's Manikato and Cobra stride for stride. They're out 5 lengths to Bin Binger, Savannah dropping out. Passing it now is Lawman, and then Astralin and Our Planet up by the 600. Manikato and Cobra together, only a length now to Bin Binger and 2 to Lawman, who's going to have a nice sit at these leaders. Bin Binger's going to take them both on at the 500. In fact, Bin Binger swept to the lead. From Cobra, Manikato, I don't know about him. Lawman's coming quickly, and the leader, Bin Binger, at the 400. 2 lengths to Manikato. I think he's flat. Lawman's the one moving up now to be second. Cobra's gone. Manikato battling back. 300 to go. Bin Binger a length to Lawman, who's put Manikato in a pocket, and then 2 to Cobra. Into the straight. Lawman's got to Bin Binger. Manikato can't win. Lawman drew to the lead with 100 metres to go. He's coming away from Bin Binger. Manikato struggling on in third placing, and then Cobra, but Lawman won by 2 lengths to Bin Binger. A length and a half away third, Manikato.
In Melbourne features a series of important races for the specialist sprinter milers. The first of these is the Marlborough Cup, run at Caulfield the same day as the Underwood Stakes, and this year worth $104,500. The favourite was Robert Sangster's brilliant but unpredictable sprinter Galleon, but Magari's colourful owner Nick Collum was very confident of success.
It happened, but we thought he would win.
Coming to the picture. A length and a half, Papal Bull on the outside of Avatar, getting closer behind them. Our Rani Saab, Sweet and Fast, Captain Fluent, Oriental Ruler. They're packing up on the home turn, 450 metres left to go, and Painted Version moved up on the outside to tackle Torbecker. A length and a half to Galleon, eased off the fence and starting to come home well with Quabo as they straighten up. Painted Version's taken a slight lead on Torbecker. Galleon is coming home well down the centre of the track, and just behind it came Puripart, and they're followed by Magari joining in. 150 metres left to go, and Magari on the outside has moved up to take the lead from Puripart on the fence, getting closer. Galleon has beaten Magari's in front, close to home. Puripart trying hard, but Magari too good. Magari by a long neck to Puripart, getting close as run third.
A magnificent race and a fitting result, with the first 4 horses across the line being Group 1 winners. Magari is by Maybe Lad, the sire of the former Horse of the Year.
Sequence ended there. The King then ran 4th in the Chelmsford and was an unlucky 2nd in the Hill Stakes. Kingston Town then won the George Main again.
Trissaro and Nordic Prince was last. 600 out, and the leader is still Northern Reward, about a neck in front of Kingston Town, the length to Sar Royal. On the outside, Honey Glow 3 horses wide, and splitting them is Grey Receiver and a length to Nordic Prince. Turning for home, Northern Reward is just the leader from Kingston Town with Honey Glow on the outside. Sar Royal is looking for a run on the rails behind those, and then came Grey Receiver. Up the rise, and Kingston Town got level with Northern Reward, who's showing plenty of fight. They're almost together at the 200. Kingston Town is flat to the boards. Northern Reward on his inside is going nearly as well. Kingston Town got ahead in front. Northern Reward trying to go with him. It's Kingston Town and Northern Reward head and head. Kingston Town ahead in front, and Kingston Town wins about a long head or a half neck.
But down in Melbourne, students of form watched the telecast of the Sydney Spring and began to say Kingston Town was past it. He seemed to have lost that wondrous dash, they said.
The first of these being the Spring Champion Stakes, a 2,000-metre race for 3-year-olds at set weights. The lead-up races had been dominated by 3 New Zealand-bred colts, Grosvenor, Cossack Prince and Veloso. So naturally they dominated pre-post discussions. Once again, this trio proved a class above their contemporaries.
Cook's gone up there to pocket Grosvenor securely at the moment. Then about a length further back came Veloso, and at the head of the others, Lucky Sensory and Sky Cherub, and last is Admiral Lincoln. They've got about 700 to go, and Patton Prince on the outside just led from So Good with Mauna Loa 3 deep behind them. A length and a half to Greatness, and about 2.5 further back, Veloso off round the outside. Cossack Prince in the centre, and on the rails now is Dragnet. He's had to go 4 wide on Grosvenor to make ground, and then Lucky Sensory and Sky Cherub. Turning for home with about 400 to go. So Good is just the leader from Mauna Loa. Patton Prince, here's Grosvenor sweeping on them out wide, and Veloso going with him. Cossack Prince got held up for a run. Now he's clear, but Veloso and Grosvenor have come away. Veloso ahead in front at the 200 from Grosvenor. A length to Cossack Prince going for an inside run. Veloso holding Grosvenor safely. Grosvenor trying to get on terms of having a crack at him now. It's Veloso about a half length, and Patton is holding Grosvenor, and Veloso's Too Good wins the Spring Champion by 3/4 of a length. Grosvenor second, ahead away third. Cossack
Veloso
Prince
is by the excellent French-bred but New Zealand-based sire Zamazan. He's trained at Randwick by Neville Begg and ridden by Sydney's #1 jockey Ron Quinton. The colt
Brewery Boy was a little bit slow to
The AJC also conducts a feature handicap double, the Epsom and Metropolitan handicaps. The Epsom was considered to be a match between the Victorian galloper Lawman, a last start winner at weight for age, and the outstanding local 4-year-old Dalmacia. From a wide barrier, Lawman was never a winning possibility, but Dalmacia was devastating, and jockey Ron Quinton has high regard for this brilliant racehorse.
I feel that we never see.
In that group of horses is Lord of Persia, followed by Brewery Boy, and then Tsar Royal in rare form. Dalmacia next over, Beach Boy, and a length away to Zing Along, Bianco Lady the outside. 1.5 lengths further back is Rising Planet, Lawman off the track, followed by Cohen Niamban, and last as they swing for home on the Epsom is Tuna 2. 500 metres left to gallop, and on the inside it's Rival Planet just showing the way from Note of Victory. Latin Saint in third position, followed by Clear Apollo. Over on the inside is Silver Lay, Tsar Royal coming down the outside. Dalmacia's into the open now, followed by Rare Form. 220 left to go, and Latin Saint swept to a clear-cut lead from Tsar Royal, and here is the favourite, Dalmacia. Dalmacia put paid to them in the twinkling of an eye. Dalmacia, the favourite, is going to win the Epsom. It's well clear of Rare Form, Tsar Royal, and on the inside battling on Latin Saint, but Dalmacia wins brilliantly from Rare Form.
Yes,
Tsar
a brilliant
Royal,
display by Dalmacia, a son of Cambridge Stud's exciting Sir Ivor horse Sir Tristram.
Two winners in a row. Flemington was the Manifold Stakes, one of the feature events on the program, and a training triumph here for Neville Begg, who a little bit later in the day brought home Dalmacia in the big one, the Epsom, but Emancipation, the unbeaten horse from Sydney, getting up for 5 straight wins.
Sovereign Chick switched to the outside, but Emancipation went up and hit the front, and with 200 to go, Emancipation took the lead from Rom Stiletto's Sovereign Chick and Formal Invitation. Emancipation not finding a lot, Rom Stiletto sticking with it. Emancipation ahead in front of Rom Stiletto. Rom Stiletto's battling back the 2 greys, but Emancipation's too strong, and the Sydney fillies won it. Holy Moses, she's good. Half a length to Rom Stiletto, Formal Invitation.
And that she certainly...
Run, but Kingston Town at the weight for age, far too classy for them and really looks good at the end.
On the inside, and Deb's Mate and Kingston Town and Chiraco, a line of 4 settling down from LA Bijou, Lady Eula, Queen's Road, and last on the inside, Astralin. At the 800, Deb's Mate only 3 parts to Chiraco and 2 lengths to Kingston Town. Seeker on the inside of them. The pace has clapped on a little bit here now, and then LA Bijou taken to the outside, and they've got away 2 to Astralin and Lady Eula. Down by the 600, Deb's Mate a half length Chiraco, a length further back then Seeker and Kingston Town who are together, then a length LA Bijou from Astralin further back in the field. Near the turn and Cook's easing out 3 wide on Kingston Town to go up and tackle Deb's Mate and Chiraco, and it's nearly a line of 3 into the straight, well clear of Seeker and LA Bijou. Kingston Town hung badly on the turn but immediately drew level with Chiraco and Deb's Mate, and Cook's sitting on him very quietly. Deb's Mate the inside, but Kingston Town, he's got a stranglehold on the champion. Kingston Town on the outside, about a neck in front, and he's not even going to let him go. Kingston Town now given his head, dashed away, and he won it by a length from Deb's Mate. 4 lengths to LA Bijou, Chiraco, then Astralin.
October 16. The most important race on opening day is the Caulfield Guineas, which is Australia's equivalent to the English 2,000 guineas. We saw in Sydney how dominant Veloso, Grosvenor and Cossack Prince had been in 3-year-old races. Now in Melbourne, they were at it again.
And got them away to a beautiful start. And Grosvenor got cut out slightly and is one of the last early with stablemate Chagamar. Mighty Manitou and Covetous and Fiesta Star, the early leaders from Barratry. Cossack Prince closest of the top fancies, and a length and a half to Wholesome now being sent forward from Ruling Blood. Veloso badly snookered. Then a length further back Grosvenor, 2 to anchor in, and a couple of lengths to Chagamar. 800 out and they're not going at all fast. Mighty Manitou joined by Covetous and Fiesta Star got up inside. Mighty Manitou is hanging. Half a length then to Barratry, followed a length top of the pack being urged along with the whip. Then a length further back Wholesome coming around the outside. Cossack Prince has got snookered in the centre from Uncle Joe, Happy Road. Now Grosvenor pull to the outside, and they were followed then behind them by Veloso. In the straight, Fiesta Star joined Mighty Manitou with Covetous the outside, 2 lengths to top of the pack. They're followed by Wholesome and Cossack Prince under the whip. Grosvenor pulled out wide, starting to come home, and Veloso on the fence with 100 to go. Mighty Manitou with Grosvenor the outside, grabbing them quickly. Cossack Prince getting his bit, and Veloso on the rails. But Grosvenor's won it about a nick to Veloso. Half a length to Cossack. Grosvenor pulled to the outside, and they were followed then behind them by Veloso. In the straight, Fiesta Star joined Mighty Manitou with Covetous the outside, 2 lengths to top of the pack. They're followed by Wholesome and Cossack Prince under the whip. Grosvenor pulled out wide, starting to come home, and Veloso on the fence with 100 to go. Mighty Manitou with Grosvenor the outside, grabbing them quickly. Cossack Prince getting his bit, and Veloso on the rails. But Grosvenor's won it about a nick to Veloso. Half a length to Cossack Prince third.
Other than the derbies, the Caulfield Guineas is Australia's richest race for 3-year-old colts. The 3 young warriors had once again asserted their superiority, but this time with a home ground advantage, it was Grosvenor's turn to chalk up a Group 1 win. Grosvenor is another of the Sir Tristram progeny and is a pass.
Racing. And they've jumped away pretty well too, and one of the first out, Latin Saint, quickly went to the lead from Oriental.
Around Australia each year there are 5 major handicaps over the metric mile. Dalmacia in Sydney captured the Epsom, the first of these. The second is the IXL, known as the Toorak Handicap before Henry Jones IXL secured sponsorship of the event. The favourite was the Bart Cummings trained No Peer, but a huge plunge was launched on the Marlborough Cup winner, Magari.
Rails a half getting closer, 1 to Asheen, and then a half to Idaho's Gift from on the rails, Magari, and a length and a half away, No Peer and Pure of Heart. Outside from Idaho's Gift, No Peer eased off the fence. Pure of Heart and Magari together last, but they're only 4 lengths behind the leader.
800 to go, Oriental Ruler a half to Avatar. Asheen's got up third, Latin Saint travelling well behind them. Then No Peer has gone up about fifth on the outside of that bunch from Brewery Boy. Magari's badly snookered on the fence. Idaho's Gift whipping around them and getting closest back to second last, and Magari last with Pure of Heart. 5 lengths between them on the turn, where it's Avatar, Oriental Ruler, and on the outside of them Asheen. No Peer out about 4 deep, being called on for his effort, and then came Brewery Boy. No Peer struggling and getting closer, pull to the outside. Magari looking for the run. No Peer can't win. Avatar in front. Magari getting out after him with Oriental Ruler and getting closer down the outside. Avatar in front, but Magari's coming all over them near the line, and Magari gets up to win about a half length to Avatar.
The light's on. Racing. Rancher began fairly only over on the outside. Buljet got away very quickly and is one of the leaders settling down. And Manikato got away okay too, and Razor Sharp's going to be one of the leaders as they come past the 1,000-metre mark. Razor Sharp from Manikato, and now Rancher the outside with Buljet. They're followed by Galleon fifth from Quebeau the outside. Rancher just showing in front at the 700. They're not making all that much pace. He's a neck in front of Manikato, a length Buljet wide, and Galleon going very well fourth. Razor Sharp next from Quebeau over on the inside of That's the Time, a length and a half. My Axeman, Mighty Supremo, Pride of Century, Maya Vita and Blitz. On the turn, 500 out, and the leader Rancher only a neck in front of Manikato. Galleon's angling out to have a crack at both of them now from Buljet. Then Razor Sharp. Rancher beat Manikato off. Here's Galleon coming at him quickly, and they're clear of Razor Sharp, and then down the outside, My Axeman's coming hard. It's Galleon and Rancher fighting it out a length and a half. My Axeman. Galleon's got the upper hand with 50 to go from My Axeman and Razor Sharp, but Galleon in front near the line, and Galleon's won it by a length to My Axeman. A head away third was Rancher. Fourth, Pride of Century, who flashed home from Razor Sharp, Maya Vita. Then Manikato behind it, Mighty.
But the speculation began again after he finished third in the Fian at the Valley, when everyone hoped he'd pass the $1 million mark, then ran unplaced in the churn side at Caulfield. Poor in the coat that day. He faded at the finish. He was distressed afterwards. Now, hoisted and Seckle for the first time thought seriously of retiring him.
It was probably one of his worst runs. He'd looked bad that day, and he came back after the race rather distressed. And both Mel and myself were, you know, pretty well confirmed in our minds that he would be retired then. But I thought about it for a couple of days, changed his training tactics around a little bit, and he brightened up. He, you know, just seemed to come to life.
Racing. They've jumped away beautifully too, and near the inside, Rom Stiletto quickly bounded to the lead from More Rain.
The Group 1,000 guineas for 3-year-old fillies is always a high point of the spring in Melbourne, and is looked to eagerly as the first real pointer to the Oaks Stakes. Rain on the day of the 1,000 guineas gave horses which raced near the lead a distinct advantage. Pat Highland on the sharp-edged filly Rom Stiletto made full use of this advantage. On the other hand, the top Sydney filly Emancipation was never a possibility.
Back towards Stiletto led with about 800 metres to go, but there's not very much in it at this stage. There's one trapped over on the outside of it as they come towards the 600, and Irish Heiress is there from Emancipation, still trapped deep. Gelsomino is there in the centre, and now More Rain starting to run on from Formal Invitation, Written Wonder. Torn Monarch a long way back. It's Sunnyvale and Rom Stiletto. Rom Stiletto going better than Sunnyvale on the corner. 2 lengths away in third placing now is Irish Heiress, and Highland goes for home. Emancipation's gone, it can't win, and Rom Stiletto sprinted away. 3 lengths in front of the 200. In second placing Irish Heiress, and then More Rain and Sunnyvale, but it's no race. Rom Stiletto's going to win by a mile. Down to the line, and Rom Stiletto's won by 4-5 lengths. Second Irish Heiress, More Rain third from Sunnyvale. Rayonia rattled home.
Rom Stiletto possesses a pedigree befitting a classic winner. Her sire, Sharp Edge, won the Irish 2,000 guineas and was placed in the English 2,000 guineas and Champion Stakes. Her dad a record $5 million.
Racing. Gala Mascot and on the inside, Queen's Road away well. Silver Bounty jumped in the air, missed it a little bit. Lady Eyes.
The rain that dampened the 1,000 guineas also brought about the undoing of many of the top fancies for the Caulfield Cup, run the same afternoon. Caulfield Guineas winner Grosvenor was sent out favourite at 6-1 in a wide-open betting race. He was one of 3 runners trained by Jeff Murphy. An important riding engagement was champion jockey Brent Thompson, who took the ride on Murphy's other main runner, Gurner's Lane.
Out in the cup,
and Brewery Boy a length, Paraparap a half to Grosvenor, one to Lancelotto, and then Lady Ice over on the inside from Scirocco, one to Birchwood about sixth, and Carringbush trailing it from Gala Mascot, 1.5 Gurner's Lane, Cossack Prince, then a length to Just a Dash, Astral in, a length further back Silver Bounty, Queen's Road, Veloso and Port Carling. 10 lengths cover them with 1,000 to go. And here Brewery Boy, but Carringbush has let go suddenly round the outside, has gone up quickly to hit the front. And Carringbush and Paraparap at the 1,000 or the 800, a length and a half now. Birchwood third. Grosvenor's moving up along the rails, and then Lancelotto. Brewery Boy's gone quickly. Gurner's Lane is moving through, and Cossack Prince next under the whip. Then Veloso taken to the outside, and they were followed by Lady Ice and Silver Bounty. With about 500 to go, Carringbush the leader. A half-length Paraparap. Gurner's Lane's running on very doggedly next. Gala Mascot got up the fourth. Grosvenor's hard-ridden, and they were followed further back in the field. Then Birchwood dropping out of it. Veloso pulled about 15 wide. Carringbush the leader, but Gurner's Lane grabbed him quickly into the straight, and Gurner's Lane sprinted to the lead. Gala Mascot's out after it from Carringbush, and they're followed by Port Carling, but Gurner's Lane streaking away from them in a heavy going, and Gurner's Lane's going to score a big win in the Caulfield Cup. Gurner's Lane wins by 6 lengths. Gala Mascot has run second, third placing Veloso, fourth. Veloso pulled about 15 wide. Carringbush the leader, but Gurner's Lane grabbed him quickly into the straight, and Gurner's Lane sprinted to the lead. Gala Mascot's out after it from Carringbush, and they're followed by Port Carling, but Gurner's Lane streaking away from them in a heavy going, and Gurner's Lane's going to score a big win in the Caulfield Cup. Gurner's Lane wins by 6 lengths. Gala Mascot has run second, third placing Veloso, fourth.
Trissaro, yes, another one, and set the champion Irish-bred stallion well on the way to his first Sires Premiership. His dam Toyota was...
Kingston Town went on to tackle the WS Cox Plate at Moonee Valley, Australia's most important weight-for-age race. The King had won the Cox Plate the previous 2 years, and no horse in history had won the 3 Cox Plates.
Racing. Caught them pretty well. English Wonder dropped out. Lawman and Deb's Mate collided after the start. Both began okay, and My Axeman's the early leader in the centre. From LA Bijou and Fearless Pride, Thompson's going up to head them off and get to the rails. Magari's fourth, Deb's Mate trapped wide with no pair keeping it out, and Kingston Town's about 7th. Then came Grosvenor. Lawman pushed right off the track by Rare Form. English Wonder Silver Bounty. 1,300 out at the next corner. Deb's Mate a length and a half. Fearless Pride, and the pace is slow. 2 lengths LA Bijou and a half. My Axeman. Wonder Lawman still 3 deep from no pair. 3 parts to Kingston Town, and then 1 away. Grosvenor, Rare Form and Magari on the rails. A length and a half, Gurner's Lane, Isle of Man, 2 English Wonder, 1 Silver Bounty. 1,000 out, Deb's Mate in front, 3 parts, Fearless Pride, a length and a half, My Axeman outside, LA Pride, a length and a half, My Axeman outside, LA Bijou. 1 length into Lawman, if Higgins can't get him on the track. He was followed then by Kingston Town and No Peer the rails, a length and a half, Grosvenor and Rare Form. They're followed by Magari, hard-ridden, and then a length Gurner's Lane, Isle of Man, English Wonder, Silver Bounty. 600 out, and Fearless Pride went up to Deb's Mate and took a narrow lead. My Axeman immediately made his run on the outside from LA Bijou and Lawman. Grosvenor trying to find his way through is Grosvenor with Kingston Town, hard-ridden. Then Gurner's Lane around the outside from No Peer and Magari, Isle of Man. On the turn, 500 out, Fearless Pride and My Axeman together. A length and a half, Lawman. Kingston Town can't win. Then LA Bijou and the 3-year-old Grosvenor running on. My Axeman took the lead from Fearless Pride. Grosvenor coming down the outside is after them. My Axeman in front. Grosvenor and Kingston Town flashing. He might win yet, the champ. Grosvenor took the lead. Oh, Kingston Town swamping them. What a run. Kingston Town wins it next to Grosvenor. My Axeman third. A length and a half, Lawman. Kingston Town can't win. Then LA Bijou and the 3-year-old Grosvenor running on. My Axeman took the lead from Fearless Pride. Grosvenor coming down the outside is after them. My Axeman in front. Grosvenor and Kingston Town flashing. He might win yet, the champ. Grosvenor took the lead. Oh, Kingston Town swamping them. What a run. Kingston Town wins it next to Grosvenor. My Axeman third. Fourth, Fearless Pride.
Scenes of mass euphoria followed. It was a piece of racing magic. People would talk about the day years on, because in 40 minutes, Manikato was also to do something special. Some say it was the King's finest race. But which race do you pick with a champion like this? He was where he did step out. For this was the day of days. An exquisite piece of racing history coming just 40 minutes after Kingston Town had won his 3rd Cox Plate. Those of us at the Valley that day knew we had been blessed.
Racing. They've jumped away pretty well.
You know, we discussed the race and I said to Bob, what if I can just sit off them and give it to him easy so he can come into it. And it worked beautifully. The pace was a cracker and I just sat off them and I knew actually coming up with the 600, well this is it. You know, I thought he's going to get it and I straightened up and I remember looking over my shoulder and Roy was looking for a run on Razor Sharp and I thought, well, there's not going to be one there. And when I sort of put the pressure on him, he had this tendency to get in and I thought I'd just get to the line.
Manikato, Razor Sharp sitting in on the fence and then Rani's Palace followed by Road Terry and Atjar and War Chest and Avatar. On the turn now and Rancher just the leader, Addington sticking with him, a half-length Manikato. Razor Sharp looking for the run and then came Avatar. Rancher's under pressure, Manikato's got him. Manikato's going to get the million, I think he took the lead from Rancher. Razor Sharp running on well from Avatar, but Manikato's cracked the million. He's winning a half-length. And Rancher just the leader, Addington sticking with him, a half-length Manikato. Razor Sharp looking for the run and then came Avatar. Rancher's under pressure, Manikato's got him. Manikato's going to get the million, I think he took the lead from Rancher. Razor Sharp running on well from Avatar, but Manikato's cracked the million. He's winning a half-length.
We had savoured the magic moment. So it all... They're 2 in a million, aren't they? Heart thumpers. Together on that day, here at the Valley and within 40 minutes of each other, they combined to bring about one of Australian racing's masterpieces. Kingston Town won his 3rd consecutive Cox Plate. Manikato, a sprinter mind you, passed the $1 million mark in stakes. The whiff of immortality was in the air that day. People cried unashamedly. Hard-nosed punters temporarily forgot the lure of the ring to just stand here and let sentiment run out. And why not? It was one of the undying moments of the turf. If you couldn't feel it, if it couldn't move you, there was something other than blood in your veins. Yet, if you think about it, the formula is stunningly simple. Great horses make great racing. They always have, and they always will. And lucky, how blessed we've been to have had Kingston Town and Manikato racing at the same time, and for so long.
Now to the Moonee Valley Cup, and the winner here, Triumphal March, who's tightened in to be equal favourite with Kingston Town for the Melbourne Cup.
And there's Raid the Gull going right along the inside to go up and join them. Settling down, Seeker in front, a length, El Lorena, Lady Ice, Raid the Gold, a length and a half, Brewery Boy, a half, Birchwood. One further back in the field then is Triumphal March on the inside. Racing around it now is Amarando as a King. A length further back in the field, Brewery Boy, and it was followed now by Triumphal March, and Gala Mascot hooked about 6 deep. And back at the rear, Bar Gamblers, they pack up at the school. Astral Inn headed Birchwood, a length to Wellington Road. Gala Mascot's gone quickly round the outside from Lady Ice. A length Triumphal March starting to lengthen stride, and Barmac switched to the outside next. El Lorita's beaten from Amaranth. With 400 to go, Astral Inn led, but now challenging it is Gala Mascot, given a crack with a whip from Wellington Road. Birchwood next and a length further back. Triumphal March running on and 2 to Barmax. Astral Inn led. Gala Mascot tackling it strongly now and a length away. Birchwood and Triumphal March trying to get between horses. Astral Inn the leader. Gala Mascot struggling on the outside. Triumphal March getting through. And here comes Barmax, will beat them all with Triumphal March. They're going to fight it out, and Wellington Road getting through. Triumphal March put its head in front and it's won it. A neck to Wellington Road, a half head to Barmax, a head to Astral Inn and Gala.
Melbourne for the Edward Manifold Stakes at the Spring Carnival.
Reladders the leader by length. The Man of Madras and Emancipation is wider on the track, and they're followed by Prime Walk and Ruling Blood. Coming down to the 200-metre mark, and a Reladders being tackled by Man of Madras, and here comes Emancipation. Emancipation moving up on the outside to tackle Man of Madras and a Reladder. Emancipation on the outside, Man of Madras, Emancipation doing too well, and Emancipation coming on for a strong win.
This year, the Derby was valued at a record $200,000. The outstanding trio of 3-year-olds, Grosvenor, Cossack, Prince and Veloso, were set for another exciting tussle, as recent racing had failed to unearth a possible challenger.
There goes Fly Back and racing. Cool River jumped out very quickly on the inside with Bright Man looking for the lead from Dynamo. Then Grosvenor, Cossack, Prince out deeper, and they were followed then over on the inside by Mon Rafael. Real length, Cool River. In third spot, a neck away, Cossack, Prince, a length and a half, Reckless Ruler, then Dynamo. Grosvenor about to be hooked to the outside, 2 lengths, Mon Rafael, and then Veloso. Winter Prince dropped back past quickly by Malvita, making its run, and then Prince Comedy and Glen Morriston last of all at the 700-metre mark, and Bright Man coming back, led by a length and a half now. Cool River in third place, Cossack Prince over on the inside. Grosvenor getting closer out wider, and they're followed by Veloso picking up ground. Malvita shoved out very deep on the turn. Straightening 500 metres left to go now. Brightman still led by 2 lengths. Second was Cossack Prince, they're followed by Dynamo. Grosvenor about to sprint up quickly with Veloso. They're making their runs together, and then Prince Comedy and Malvita. 300 metres left to grow, and Grosvenor on the outside moved up to grab the lead from Cossack Prince. Veloso finishing fairly well, and they're followed then by Cool River. 200 left to go, and Grosvenor's grabbed the lead in the derby by a half length. Cossack Prince coming in on the inside. They're well clear of Veloso, but it's Grosvenor on the outside, and Grosvenor's going to win the derby. Grosvenor wins by 3 parts. Cossack Prince 6 lengths away, third Veloso.
What an incredible season for Sir Tristram and for trainer Jeff Murphy. Murphy, 56, is renowned for his deeds with 3-year-olds, having handled such top liners as Surround, Sovereign Red, Beau Sovereign, Savoie, Gurner's Lane and Bravo.
Although accorded Group 1 standing, the LKS McKinnon Stakes on Derby Day is not your usual 2,000 metre weight for age race. Rather, it is usually contested by many of the horses who are being groomed for the Melbourne Cup 3 days later. This year, the race was to be a consolation stake for the New Zealander Axeman, who had the misfortune to bump into 2 outstanding gallopers in Kingston Town and Grosvenor in the Cox Plate the previous week.
Then Raven, carrying Bush back second last, and still last was Gurner's Lane. On the turn, 600 left to go now, and over on the inside, Deb's Mate, joined by Rare Form, didn't make the turn that well, but went back towards the inside, and Rare Form went to the lead from Deb's Mate. Axeman coming off the fence, starting to go after this leader. They're followed by Raven, and then carrying Bush and Gurner's Lane. 300 to go, Axeman on the outside, moved up quickly to Rare Form. They've got 250 left to go. Axeman the outside from Rare Form, they're clear of Deb's Mate, inside the 200-metre mark, and Axeman on the outside now grabbed the lead, ducked in on top of Rare Form, and Gurner's Lane coming from last, charging down the outside. Axeman kicked away a length and a half clear, and Axeman's going to win the McKinnon by a half length. Great run, Gurner's Lane second, Raven not a bad run third either. Then
a good win to Axeman, but the performances of Gurner's Lane and Raven made both of them emerge as top fancies for the Melbourne Cup. Betting on the Cup, as always, was fast and furious, with more than $60 million being invested on the race Australia-wide. Kingston Town was favoured for most of the wagering, until a mammoth plunge was launched on his stablemate Just a Dash, which firmed from 10-1 to 11-2, and consequently replaced Kingston Town as top fancy. Gurner's Lane, Avon and Queenslander Wellington Road were next in commission. Before a crowd of 91,500 people, they're set for the 1982 Melbourne Cup.
They're racing. Port Carling and Kingston Town first out from Noble Cross somewhere, and Raven and Tohar and Dealer's Choice settle down at the rear. Onto the course proper, Gala Mascot, Noble Comet and Carring Bush, and they're crawling. Kingston Town's angling towards the rails now in 4th placing and gets it. Triumphal March has been a comment, and 2 lengths then to Triumphal March and a half to Kingston Town. 3/4 to Gala Mascot, and they were followed by Rose and Thistle the outside from LA Bajou. Port Carling on the inside, and then Wellington Road and Astral in a length, Bianco Lady. Fair followed by Just a Dash, and behind it is Dry Wine. Gurner's Lane on the inside, awkwardly positioned from Magistrate, and then came Amaranth being niggled at from Barmax. Back behind them, Avon towards the rear with Mr. Digby and Dealer's Choice and Tohar together last. Down with 900 to go, they race now. And Brewery Boy a half length in front of Carringbush. Challengers are coming all around the place, however. It's Noble Comment and Kingston Town 4 deep going up to join them. Gala Mascot there with Triumphal March also. Port Carling going well but can't get a run. Kingston Town took the lead on the corner in the Cup, narrowly from Noble Comment, and they were followed by Brewery Boy, Carringbush and Triumphal March the centre. Here's Astral in coming into it, and Port Carling getting out. Noble Comment and Kingston Town is under the whip of the leaders. Coming up them on the outside now is Avon Valley. Next is Astral in and Port Carling. Kingston Town in front of the 200. A length to Noble Comment. Gurner's Lane getting a split now. Kingston Town in front. Gurner's Lane flying on the inside. He's coming home like a train. Kingston Town joined by Gurner's Lane, and Gurner's Lane gets up to win the Cup. And next to Kingston Town. Third Noble Comment from Avon, Bianco Lady. Then Wellington Road, Port Carling, LA.
I suppose he was a bit better than midfield, but then from that point to about 300 metres out, he was just held up a shade. He couldn't quite a clear run, and I had to switch back inside, and that's when I interfered with Port Carling. And once he got through on the fence, there was a big gap, and the only horse that to beat at that particular time was Kingston Town. He had a command.
But some will say his greatest race was a defeat in the 1982 Melbourne Cup. In the race, the King was so relaxed he was being slapped with the whip in the straight the first time. But in the final straight, it was the great professional, head down, looking for the winning post.
I've still got disappointments about the Melbourne Cup because, you know, I wasn't disappointed with the way I rode him. A lot of people said I went too quick. Maybe I went too quick, but I never spent a penny right up to the 3. I was running 5th or 6th on the fence all the way. I had to go around a few slow ones. And when you're on a horse like Kingston Town, you can't sit back on the fence. I don't believe you can sit back on the fence and hope the runs come. On him, I've had so much success making my own luck on him. It's won him more races than it's cost him.
March the centre. Here's Astralin coming into it and Port Carling getting out. Noble Comment and Kingston Town, who's under the whip of the leaders. Coming up them on the outside now is Avon Valley. Next is Astralin and Port Carling. Kingston Town in front of the 200. A length to Noble Comment. Gurner's Lane getting a split now. Kingston Town in front. Gurner's Lane flying on the inside. He's coming home like a train. Kingston Town joined by Gurner's Lane, and Gurner's Lane gets up to win the cup. And next to Kingston Town. Third Noble Comment from Meister Avon Bianco Lane.
It was all anticlimactic. Kingston Town's connections, and apparently many others on the course, thought he'd won. And there were and remain a flood of speculations, such as, did he go to the front too soon? But if Malcolm Johnson had got there, he would have been hailed as a genius. Such questions will nag so long as people talk about Melbourne Cups.
Poor quality foal, who was almost put down by breeder Patrick Hogan, had completed the rare Caulfield Melbourne Cups double as the result of a superlative ride by Mick Dittman. But shouldering 59 kilograms over the 3,200 metres under handicap conditions, it was Kingston Town who gained the admiration of the big crowd. The win gave Sir Tristram a new record for season's progeny earnings, with only 3 months of the year completed. The
Out of the weight for age race, the Linlithgow Stakes, only a small field, but a really classy field, and Galleon doing just a little bit better than my Axeman, and the mighty Manikato finishing third. Here's the replay of the Linlithgow now.
In close touch, he doesn't want any breakaway. 1.5 to Mighty Manor, 2.5 to my Axeman. 600 out there about to turn. Manikato's travelled well, about a half length to Galleon, a length to Mighty Manor 2 and my Axeman together. In the straight with 500 to go, and it's Manikato a half length to Galleon, who's doing it all right too. My Axeman pulled to the outside now from Mighty Manor 2 at the 300. Manikato's been grabbed by Galleon, and my Axeman the outside. They've dropped Mighty Manor 2 off. Manikato fighting back. My Axeman might cause a boil over. No, Galleon got his head in front of Manikato, but my Axeman coming at them. 3 of them in line, 20 metres to go. Galleon and my Axeman, and Galleon one at a nose to my Axeman. A length to Manikato third, and 4 or 5 lengths away last, Mighty Manor 2.
That was a good race, that one.
R.C. Oaks was one of the most exciting finishes of recent years. While Rom Stiletto stood out as the classiest filly in the field, many doubted the extent of her stamina, especially after watching her get beaten over 2,000 metres 5 days earlier. But a change of riding tactics ensured Rom Stiletto was given every opportunity to run out the distance.
On the track, Confessions, a length and a half to Homemade. Wide on the track came meter mark, Son of Vale, about a length to Homemade, who's now second. 1.5 to Rom Stiletto, who's had the run of the race on the inside of More Rain. 1 length to Rayonia. They're followed by Royal Regatta coming into the picture along the inside, and she's followed closely around them by Confessions, carrying Bush Lady. At the head of the others further back is Measured Tread, followed by English Wonder starting to go forward as they round the turn. And they were followed by Ensenada. Many chances at the top of the straight, and Son of Vale is being tackled by Homemade. 500 to go. Rayonia pulled to the outsiders, coming home well, looking for a run on the inside. Rom Stiletto followed by Royal Regatta. More Rain down the outside, carrying Bush Lady, followed by the Greatest and English Wonder right over on the outside, starting to unwind her run as they come down with about 300 metres left to go. Homemade is being tackled by Rom Stiletto, who's got through on the inside. Homemade and Rom Stiletto clear from Son of Vale, followed by Confessions, Measured Tread. It's Rom Stiletto on the inside, taking a slight lead from Homemade close to home. Homemade is battling back on the outside. Rom Stiletto, Homemade as they reach the line. Rom Stiletto, I think, has just won it from Homemade. Third home would be Confessions. Now, Pride of Century, Dalmacia, the first about out from Avatar, foregone conclusion. Cobra away quickly, and so is getting closer.
The final day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival is highlighted by the running of another major mile, the $116,000 George Adams Handicap. This year, It featured the clash of three exceptional Group 1 milers, Magari, Dalmacia and Getting Closer. Dalmacia was short-priced favourite at 7-4.
Foregone around the outside of Foregone Conclusion, followed by Pride of Centuries, got back to second last as the field packs up, and Magari is last of all. They're coming up towards the home turn, 600 metres left to go. It's Cobra on the inside and Rangers starting together. About a length and a half, Avatar over on the inside of Oriental Ruler. They're followed by Blue and White Pudding and Arana, and further back in the field, Beach Boy is starting to come home well. Dalmacia is back along the inside, awkwardly positioned at the moment. Getting closer, starting to come home well down the centre, and they're followed by Pride of Century looking for a run. Foregone Conclusion, and wide on the track, Magari, anybody's race, 250 metres left to go. Getting close has taken the leader. Magari starting to flash home down the outside, and Foregone Conclusion in the centre. Getting closer, being tackled by Magari and Pride of Century on the inside. Now it's Magari moving up on the outside of Getting Closer, and Magari as they go to the line. Oh, very tight, Getting Closer. Oh, Magari almost a dead heat between the pair of them.
Marvellous Magari. 3 group wins in one campaign and defeating every big-name sprinter in Australia along the way. Magari was syndicated later in the season and now stands at Clearview Park Stadium.
That he does the job, Cossack Prince. He certainly looked pretty good and scores a very easy win.
Kingston Town, one of the first out towards the outside with Cossack Prince and Fiesta Star. They were followed then down the hill at the 800 Royal Mercy, a half-length to Cossack Prince. 1 to Trig third from Prince Comedy and Ruling Blood. A length Fiesta Star is in that bunch with Skipton Town. Beausir taken to the outside now. And further back is Corona Miss as they near the turn. Selmark's got well back out of it, and now Biscaloe pulled to the outside. On the corner, 500 out. Royal Mercy and Cossack Prince have kicked away 3 lengths in front of Trig. Fiesta Star was next, and then Corona Miss on the rails, followed by Selmark. Cossack Prince took the lead with Trig out after it at the 250. Then Corona Miss, Fiesta Star under the whip, but Cossack Prince broke clear. He raced 2.5 in front. Corona Miss coming out after him from Trig, and then Fiesta Star. But Cossack Prince is proving his class. He's much too good. Well clear of Corona Miss and Trig, and Cossack Prince has won it by 4 lengths. Corona Miss second, third placing to Trig, fourth Biscaloe, then Fiesta Star, Selmark, Sir Trout.
1,000 kilometres across to Perth, where their first Group 1 race for the year is run just a... But in a way, Kingston Town's last run in Perth's Western Mail Classic was a lovely way to remember him.
Rack and Orbital Lady at the 450.
He did it hard, ridden with the whip before the turn. But isn't this a way to remember him? Stretching for the line, desperate to win, the great professional.
For home, down to the 100 and 200 they come, and Rare Flyer joined by Kingston Town on the outside, getting closer behind them, Cheeky Trot, Grosvenor and McAlphy. Kingston Town getting closer, and Rare Flyer. Kingston Town ahead in front, getting closer, fighting back, but the champion's got it won. Kingston Town by a length over.
That one was for courage. It brought up 30 wins for $1.6 million. How will we remember him?
As a 3-year-old, he probably would have won an English Derby. I'm not saying he would have won a Kentucky Derby. It's a different race altogether. He certainly would have won the Japan Cup. I was there to see it, the last one. He would have won easily.
Oh, in his prime, at his peak, I don't think there was a better horse in the world. You know, I saw John Henry race in America, who is the world's leading money winner. I was lucky enough to see Spectacular Bid run. But really, at his top, I think he was comparable to any horse that I've seen race anywhere in the world.
I've got to rank him as one of the best horses I've ever seen. Well, I don't think it was very much between him and Tulloch. I never thought I'd have a horse that ever match stride with Tulloch, but I guess it's hard to separate these two great horses.
The onset of a 4-leg injury after the Western Mail Classic kept Kingston Town away from the racetrack for the rest of the season. He departed with the outstanding record of 41 starts for 30 wins and 7 minor placings for an Australasian record of $1,606,240. And only 7 horses in the world have... Giant Sydney mare Bianco Lady earned a trip to Perth with a solid win in the Group 2 Sandown Cup of 2,400 metres back on November 13. The New Zealand-bred mare did everything right in Perth, and by the time this race came around, the $175,000 Perth Cup, the mare was a short-priced 10-9 favourite. Her backers never had cause for alarm.
Going up 3 wide now to take over at the 900. Bianco Lady striding away by a length and a half, but poor Carling's gained a beautiful run over, and Little Orca stopped in his tracks as they go to the 650. It's Bianco Lady on the outside by 3/4 Port Carling. 2 to Manitoba, a length to Swift Knight, Magic Gauntlet, 3 Die Hard, a length and a half, Miss Roma followed by Gypsy Rondo, and well back Pulitzer Prize and Little Orc on the turn at the 400, and Bianco Lady starts to stride right out. She's by 2.5 around the corner. The mare Bianco Lady straightened up by 4. Port Carling, then Swift Knight, Manitoba, followed by Magic Gauntlet and Die Hard. But at the 200, and Bianco Lady 6 in front over Port Carling and Swift Knight. It's a cakewalk for the mare Bianco Lady. She's 8 in front over Swift Knight and Port Carling. And Bianco Lady striding right away has won by 8 lengths over Swift Knight. A length and a half Port Carling, 2 to Manitoba.
For jockey Brent Thompson, this was his 4th big cup win for the season, having already picked up the Caulfield Cup with Gurner's Lane, the Moonee Valley Cup with Triumphal March, and the Sandown Cup with Bianco Lady.
Not much, but... At a race 4, the Light Fingers Stakes, and the winner was Emancipation. A very good filly, 57.5 kilos, but she wins it well. Quinton doesn't do a great deal on her over the final stages, and she scores with plenty up her sleeve, beating White Wine, and 3rd was Sunnyvale.
She does. They're off this time, and Emancipation didn't jump at all well. She missed it a length and a half, and one of the best to begin, Gelsomino. Quickly joined by Silly's Hope. Emancipation going through on the rail. A length Pretty Pine, followed by Sunnyvale. Tempestuous losing a little bit of ground. Then Tarnish Pride, Homemade, and last is Blue Key at the 600. Silly Filly a length on White Wine. A length away, 3rd is Bold Heather. Off the track next as they commence the run around the corner, Haley's Hope. 1 Emancipation, Tempestuous again moving up, followed by Pretty Pine, Sunnyvale. Gelsomino's lost ground quickly from Homemade, and then Tarnish Pride, and forget about Blue Key. In the stretch at the 300, Emancipation after White Wine in the middle, and Silly Filly on the fence, and on the outside, Tempestuous. Quinton had a look at the 2 on his inside on Emancipation. She's going well, Emancipation. She's a half length on one of the stablemates, White Wine. Emancipation, Quinton giving her an easy run, hands and heels. She's too good for White Wine and Sunnyvale, and Emancipation wins brilliantly. Emancipation from White Wine, 3rd Sunnyvale, 4th Silly Filly. Then
the finish of the day was in the Apollo Stakes, and Dalmacia beats them very easily. A nice ride by Quinton too. He pushes him through a gap in the centre just after they straightened up, and he cruises to the post to win very easily. Looks a great chance at the Doncaster. Rare Form finishes 2nd, and they started the equal favourites at 6 to 4.
And Rare Form drops out last in the early stages, where Our Planet shows out narrowly from More Mink. Walunder is pushing up on the inside to make a line of 3. Nyambin is a handy 4th, and a length and a half to Rare Form. Rare Form on the inside, and a length last of all is Dalmacia, only 5 or 6 lengths from the lead. Inside the 600 metres, and Our Planet the outside, just showing the way from Walunder. A length More Mink 3rd, followed by Nyambin. Rare Form is starting to make up ground. He's going at the same time as Nyambin, pushing that horse a bit deep, and Dalmacia last, but only 3 or 4 from the lead. On top of the rise, and Rare Form put the nose in front. It's Rare Form about a half length now on the outside. Nyambin, now Dalmacia gets the split to come after Rare Form. Rare Form, he'll have to get anxious. Dalmacia's joined him. Dalmacia doing better than Rare Form. Here's a treble coming up for Began Quinton. It's Dalmacia, 3/4 Rare Form, 3rd Nyambin, but Dalmacia's untroubled.
Now the last race of the day, and Ron Quinton wrapped up 4 winners for the day when he was able to bring Bachelor's Purse storming down the outside to grab a last stride win.
Now came the 9th and last preparation. What did Manikato do? He won the William Reed for the 5th time.
Can he do it, the champ? They're set. They're racing. Perfect breakaway to Quebeau on the outside, and Manikato burst into stride now from Torbeck. And Ideal Planet has begun brilliantly, quickly spearing up to 3rd when they settle down, and further back then Demas, followed by Avatar, Maya Vida, then Morati, and last of all Silver Bounty around the turn of the 950 metre mark. And Manikato drove up on the inside and led by a neck to Quebeau. 4 lengths further back then Ideal Planet, 2 hours 750 to go, and Manikato is doing it well on the inside. A neck in front of Quebeau, a length further back in the field, then coming around the outside Demas. Ideal Planet waiting for a run off the fence, followed by Torbeck. Silver Bounty starting a run from Avatar, Maya Vida, and 2 lengths last of all Morati. At the 400 metre mark, and Willits is about to ask the champion to go. Manikato about a neck in front of Quebeau, a length and a half further back Ideal Planet. Demas on the outside, followed further back by Torbeck. On the turn, and the champ is asked to go again now. Manikato about a half length in front of Quebeau. Ideal Planet trying to get out. It's Manikato in front, 150 from home. Quebeau trying to get to him, and Torbeck down the outside, but he's going to do it, I think. The man is hanging on Manikato. Torbeck
plunging down the outside, but he's got home. Manikato, he's done it again. He's won it by a head to Torbeck.
Next, it was a second.
By a head to Torbeck.
Turn 300 out. Willits looked across on Manikato. He's a neck in front of Quabo. Ideal Planet's the danger of it. Gets a run from Torbeck and then Demas. Manikato led a length into the straight from Quabo. Now he's at him. Willits. Ideal Planet's trying to get out. Manikato's under the whip. Quabo trying to get to him, and here's Torbeck and Demas. Manikato still in front. Ideal Planet can't get out. Manikato ahead in front. Torbeck lunges. No, Manikato. He's won.
What a great horse he is. They all say this horse should have won, this one should have won, but Manikato did.
In addition to the Group 1 circuit in Australia is the Schweppes Australasian Oaks, which had its inaugural running at Morphettville in 1982, with victory going to Rose of Kingston. This year, elevated from Group 3 to Group 1 status, the Oaks attracted a strong but even field of local fillies. The Bart Cummings-trained Royal Regatta, who had beaten Rom Stiletto in Melbourne during the spring, was favourite at 2-1.
Royal Regatta around the outside, and further back in the field is My Sweetness as they're about to turn for home. They're followed at the head of the others then as they straighten up by Val Cave, and coming into the picture is Royal Blessing. Down with about 300 to go, Confessions is tackling Irish Heiress. Down the outside is Gold Aussie finishing strongly from Royal Regatta. The fillies are spread across the track. Gold Aussie about to go to the front. Royal Regatta, the favourite, is flying home. Royal Regatta on the outside is raced up to Gold Aussie. It's on the outside, Royal Regatta. Gold Aussie kicking again. Royal Regatta wins. Royal Regatta wins the Australasian Oaks from Gold Aussie. Confessions third.
A phenomenal finish with John Letts absolutely lifting Royal Regatta to the line to grab victory in the last stride. With stakes of $130,000, the Australasian Oaks is this country's richest event for 3-year-old fillies.
Third event of the winner was Sir Dapper staking his claim for the Golden Slipper in a really tip-top performance because he raced 3 wide for the entire trip. And he goes away from them over the final part. Been there, had been heavily back, starting odds on. That's him in the centre, but he weakens badly in the last 300 metres of the race.
Straightening up, and March Magic the inside from Been There and Sir Dapper. Been There's under pressure. Sir Dapper headed March Magic, and coming past the 200, Sir Dapper rocketed away. Been There's going backwards. He's still third, but it's all Sir Dapper. He's going to make it 3 out of 3. The rider has a couple of peeps around. It's about 5 lengths March Magic. Anton and Indentation running home. Indentation will get third, but Sir Dapper's absolutely blitzed them. Sir Dapper from...
Now to the fourth event, and the winner was Magari. Now to the main race of the day, and the winner here was Masqué, just beating Strawberry Road. But a great run by Strawberry Road. He gets to the line better than anything else in the race. The third horse, Veloso, makes up ground. But you just notice Strawberry Road and Veloso, the last 50 metres, Strawberry Road goes to the line a lot better than Veloso. Here's the replay coming up now.
Yankee over the field, coming around the corner in the Hobartville Stakes, with Northern Reward just off the inside rail, leading from Adenia Sun right up on the fence, but Masqué grabs the pair. The Ruffy Secret Romance has run a great race. Now Emancipation has dropped out to last at the 200 metres, and Masqué accelerating. Masqué a length and a half, Strawberry Road. Veloso is rocketing home. It's Masqué, the leader from Strawberry Road. Masqué still in front. Strawberry Road won't catch it, and Masqué wins the Hobartville. Masqué has beaten Strawberry Road. Veloso a great third.
Now to race 6, the Expressway Stakes, and the winner here was Scirocco, finishing very quickly in the last 50 metres, and he gets up to beat Tsar Royal. Red Current finishes third. Grey Receiver, the unplaced favourite, at even money.
A length and a quarter off Scirocco, then Grey Receiver, and well back in the field as they travel up towards the home corner, Charming Cavalier and 2 lengths Vivacity. It's the Ruffy Gaelic Yacht just leading from Red Current as they commence the run around the corner. A length away third, Tsar Royal running a good race. 1.5 further back, Scirocco. Grey Receiver would need to get a spurt on. He's taken to the extreme outside, but Tsar Royal's dashed to the lead from Red Current Gaelic Yacht. Scirocco on the outside, and Grey Receiver can't win. Coming past the 100, Tsar Royal leading Red Current. Here's Scirocco. Scirocco on the outside is overpowering Tsar Royal and Red Current, and Scirocco gets the money. It's Scirocco beating Tsar Royal and Red Current.
The fourth event, the Blamey Stakes, was won by Trissaro, ridden by Harry White, and in White's own words, he had to ride the horse a bad race to win, because he had to skirt the field. The horse doesn't like going in between horses, so he brings him right around the field on the home turn. He looms up and goes away over the final part. Started at 3-1. Avatar was the favourite at 5-2, finishing third behind Trissaro and Torbeck.
They race, and Spectrum in front. Torbeck about to challenge it. He's looking for the whip. Here's Trissaro's gathered them in quickly, and Avatar going for a split. Big Rio Grande couldn't win. It's Torbeck and Trissaro. They've headed off Spectrum and are having a great battle, with Trissaro going better, and then Avatar behind them, but Trissaro starting to stride away. Drew a length in front now from Torbeck, and then came Avatar, but Trissaro's going to land the big plunge. Wins by 2 lengths to Torbeck. A length and a half to Avatar, third, followed by Spectrum. Then
Race 5, the Lightning, and Manikato looked as though he had it shot to pieces with about 100 metres to go. But at the end, he couldn't hold Demas. Demas swamped him, went on to beat him quite easily. Manikato finishing second, Razor Sharp third.
line at the 400, Ideal Planet, Cool Seller, Newtown Desire. 5 now, Manikato, and joining Aerolino, and 6 with Bowl Jet. And they're 2 lengths to Demas and Pure of Heart. Ideal Planet just the leader, but he's gone for the whippers. Manikato, the champion, grabbed him. Bowl Jet's coming at them, and Razor Sharp's finishing well. Here's Demas coming with a strong run. Manikato in front. Demas is getting him. Manikato a half length in front, but Demas is finishing too well. Goes right over the top of him. And Demas wins a half length, but pulling up. Manikato second. Third was Ray. Away they go at the first attempt. Perfect start. Quebeau just in front of Avatar when they settled from Torbeck, who began well. Fearless Pride, Gala Mascot, LA Bijou. They're followed then by 8.50 to go coming down the hill. And Quebeau doing it at his leisure. A length and a half clear of Torbeck. Half a length to Avatar. 2 to Fearless Pride. A half Gala Mascot. 3 to LA Bijou and Moronti. 2 to getting closer. A half Silver Bounty. 1 English Wonder and a distant last Gurner's Lane. They come down past the 600 and the leader Quebeau. Torbeck off the rails to within 3 parts of a length of him. Avatar looking for the run. On the outside, Fearless Pride putting in his challenge from Gala Mascot as they straighten, and then Moronti, LA Bijou and English Wonder and getting closer. With 300 to go, Quebeau in front, but Torbeck's throwing out the challenge. Avatar can't get out from Fearless Pride, and a gap to Gala Mascot getting closer. The whips are out, Quebeau a neck in front, Torbeck getting room. Avatar now getting out as switching around their heels. Quebeau's got Torbeck beaten. Avatar on the outside lunging. Torbeck coming at Quebeau again, and Avatar. It's Quebeau and Torbeck. They hit it. I reckon Torbeck's one at a nose to Avatar. 2 were Quebeau and Avatar third. Then Fearless Pride, Silver Bounty flashed home.
Stakes won by Dalmacia, the even money favourite. Kia Mare finishes second, and third Bianco Lady. Her run was quite good. Rare Form started at 7 to 4. He was the second pick behind Dalmacia. He didn't do a great deal and finishes unplaced.
The 600, and one of the roughies, Kia Mare, dictating the terms. 3/4 Bianco Lady. On the fence, third is So Good from Our Planet, niggled out a shade. A length to LA Bijou getting off the rail. Dalmacia next, followed by Rare Form, about to be wound up, and Lord Warden and Sky Cherub the last 2. Kia Mare first for home, a length on Bianco Lady. Third So Good on the inside, after 1 to Our Planet, and then comes Dalmacia and Rare Form at the 200 metres, and Kia Mare just leading now from So Good. On the outside, Dalmacia is starting to warm up. By golly, it's coming quickly now, Dalmacia. Grabs Kia Mare. Kia Mare battling on. Dalmacia is going the better, however, and given as easy a run as possible by Quinton. Dalmacia gets the prize from Kia Mare.
Now race 7, the Surround Station. The winner here, Royal Regatta, most impressive. She won the Australian Oaks in Adelaide. And coming back to the 1400, I think most people thought it may be just a little bit too short for her. She was ridden by Larry Olsen. Larry making a comeback to race riding. Gelsomino looked home for sure and certain halfway down the straight, but couldn't hold off the fast finishing run by Royal Regatta.
Royal Regatta's last at the 500. Gelsomino allowed rain, and she bounded away. 2 lengths White Wine. Cashmere Queen third. Homemade setting it after the leader, and a length and a half further back is Royal Sprite, and Sunnyvale is next on the inside. Gelsomino first to swing. She's really rocketed away, Gelsomino. She's about 3 lengths White Wine, Homemade, followed by Bold Heather. Then comes Sunnyvale. 150 left to go, and De Montfort pulls the whip on Gelsomino. She's well clear, running on Royal Regatta on the outside. Gelsomino, the leader. Royal Regatta is coming fast. Will she make it? Yes, she did. Royal Regatta flew home and got up and won the Surround.
As she flew that last little bit, Royal Regatta dead last on the home turn. Terrific run by her. She looks as though she'll be hard to beat in the AJ.
Next, it was back to Melbourne for the beginning of the autumn racing, where, in contrast to the spring, the emphasis is on sprinters and 2-year-olds.
In the straight, she was obviously a cut above her diamond opponents. Brave Show's trainer Colin Hayes suggested later that his colt may have choked down.
Manikato had also contested the previous 4 Futurity Stakes at Caulfield, winning in 79, 80 and 81, and running an unlucky second at Galleon in 1982. Punters stuck solidly to the giant gelding this year in his bid for a record 4 Futurity Stakes.
Racing. Caught them in a beautiful line, and Avatar's the early leader. Pure of Heart and Rom Stiletto away well. Manikato and Torbeck. Manikato. Half a length to Torbeck. They must be going slowly because Moronti's come from last to join Manikato. Torbeck now a length and a half away, and a half Rom Stiletto from Avatar. 1 to show Moran. Pure of Heart lost its place. 3 to Crown Man. Manikato the rails in front of the 500 and Hector Moronti. Wonder Rom Stiletto going well and Torbeck outside it. Here's Avatar coming 3 deep. Pure of Heart looking for the run from Show Moran. But it's Manikato leading into the straight. He kicked a length clear. Torbeck pulled to the outside. Rom Stiletto trying to get through. Pure of Heart badly blocked. Manikato, Willits went for home. He's got 2 in front. Torbeck out after him from Avatar. Pure of Heart's got nowhere to go. Can his old legs keep him going? Manikato a length in front. He's going to win it. Manikato wins the Futurity, nearly a length to Avatar. Torbeck third, fourth.
The champ went to Sydney for another.
They're followed by Rom Stiletto.
Everybody loves a champion, and Manikato has been a champion since 1978 when he won the Blue Diamond and Golden Slipper Stakes.
Now to race 7, the Carline Cup, and Bill just said a daring ride there. Daring ride by Harry White on Trissaro. He was pulling his head off in the early stages of the race, so rather than let him do that, he let him slide to the lead. And he's a pretty tough stayer, this fellow. He went on with the job over the final stages, getting closer, finishes second, Silver Bounty third.
Galleon there trying to restrain Trissaro. All it wants to do is go. He's up in the air with its head sideways, getting up on the inside with no pace, and he's going to let it go. Trissaro, he's let it go, and it's gone to the lead. And the favourite Trissaro led at the 1700 about 3 lengths now, 4 lengths to Ranger's Son. Third placing to Almond Valley, and a length for the back, having a good run with Gala Mascot. Wonder Wow Shout making ground from Maiden Century, and then came Casson, Silver Bounty to the outside, and a couple of lengths to Gurner's Lane, back with it Niarco King and Magistral last. 500 to go, and Trissaro about 2 lengths in front, 2.5 in front of Almond Valley. Getting close, has moved up to be second now, and Our Shout's following it, followed by Ranger's Son. Gala Mascot got shuffled right back. Here's Silver Bounty making a run, but as they enter the straight, Trissaro about 3 lengths in front, getting closer into second placing as they straighten up, and then came Our Shout, but Trissaro with 200 to go, still a couple of lengths in front, getting closer under the whip, starting to peg him back. Silver Bounty's running on well, but Trissaro hanging onto the lead, getting closer, not making any ground. This is a mighty performance. Oh, he's a horse, this fella. Trissaro is going to win by 2.5 lengths to getting closer. Silver Bounty third. Gurner's Lane ran on well.
His failure in the Blue Diamond yesterday, so Dapper made short work of the opposition that he was opposed to in the Skyline Stakes. Admittedly, there wasn't a great deal of opposition there, but he certainly looked good over the concluding stages, and he's going to be the horse to beat in the Golden Slipper. So Dapper beating March Magic and Embarrassing finishing third.
Embarrassing, and Indentation is last. Logue asking the favourite to go a little bit faster now. Has a quick peep over the left side, and as they swing, Biscay Ballad about a head on Dapper, and Dapper quickly left the early leader Lamenting. And as they straighten up now, Dapper a length and a half, March Magic going to second, Biscay Ballad in third place, followed by Embarrassing. Logue is showing Dapper the whip. He's racing very greenly. He hung and then darted back to the inside, but Dapper is streaking clear of March Magic. In third place, Embarrassing, but Dapper...
It's Marquee Star, and Grey Receiver finishes third. And it puts to lie that the rather disappointing effort by Emancipation recently at Warwick Farm.
Half Rosebrook, followed by Grey Receiver in the middle, and Tsar Royals out 3 deep from Kalina. Then Charming Cavalier and Road Toll is last. Around the corner, Marquee Star by still 3/4 of a length on Emancipation. Quinton hasn't moved on the favourite. Now he asks her to go. And at the 200, Emancipation as he gives a full bore, a half Marquee Star, 2 Grey Receiver. And then comes Kalina running on, but Emancipation seems to have the better of Marquee Star has. Quinton giving her an easy run, and she's coming away from Marquee Star. Kalina flying,
which lasts for 2 months. One of Sydney's biggest autumn draw cards is the 3-year-old Triple Crown, a 3-race series of middle distance races which culminate with the AJC Derby. The first of these is the Canterbury Guineas on March 5.
Off now on the inside. Adenia's Son got out well. Top of the pack, being given a couple of cuts early with the whip. Veloso being ridden to take a position. Mr. McGinty hard ridden to stay up there. He's got back about 5th or 6th, settling down. Strawberry Road coming across from the outside. Kiamare with him, and then Baron Kane followed by El Murzo. Veloso in on the rails. Lucky Sensory on the outside. Masqué is back about 4th last, and at least 5 or 6 horses wide as they leave the straight. Young Chapwoodley placed, then a length the Lucky Sensory. El Murzo, Dragnet, and at the flood. Masqué had taken the lead with 900 to go, but he's been off the course to try and get there, and immediately he's taken on by Reuters News, 3 parts of a length to Kiamara, and Wonder Mr. McGinty now travelling well about 5th. Young Chargers going around the outside, a length the top of the pack, who lost his position, then Baron Kane, Strawberry Road. On the outside, Lucky Sensory, a length further back, Veloso taken to the outside, then Adenia's Son and El Murzo. Dragnet is second last, and at the flood was last as they went past the 550. Masqué just led there from Reuters News, Kiamara 3 deep, and a length to Mr. McGinty, who's travelling very well now. now. A length further back on the outside of him is Baron Kane, and close up to them is Young Charger. Then a length and a half to the top of the pack. Strawberry Road lost his position. Next is Veloso, hooked out about 8 wide, but they enter the straight now, and Baron Kane and Kiamare are quickly tackling Veloso, and Mr. McGinty got a split between them. The New Zealanders coming at them on the outside. Young Charger is next with about 150 to go, and Mr. McGinty's taken the lead from Mascay and Kiamare. Veloso is coming home like a train out wide. Mr. McGinty's got the lead. Veloso cutting him down, just misses, and Mr. McGinty's won it about a head from Veloso, a length and a half or 2 away, third, very close. It could have been
Locked away, and then Strawberry Road, Lucky Century, and Veloso to the outside, and even deeper as Dragnet. Around the corner they come, Mascay and Kiamare. They lead a half-length Baron Kane. Mr. McGinty switched around the 2 leaders' heels. He's coming at them now and past the 200. Mr. McGinty after Kiamare and Mascay. The little New Zealand pocket Hercules. Mr. McGinty's dash to the lead. Veloso running home fast. Mr. McGinty in front of Veloso, and Mr. McGinty wins it. Mr. McGinty from Veloso.
A very good win by Mr. McGinty, because he must have been unbalanced when he came out and gave that horse a bump just after they straightened up. He's only tiny, and he went to the line very well the last little bit. Veloso ran on strongly as well for second. The Canterbury Stakes, Emancipation, she has a very easy win. Ron Quinton was unperturbed on her over the final stages. He wanted to just let it coast to the post, and she did exactly that.
The 1983 Tui's Canterbury Guineas went to the dynamic Kiwi 3-year-old Mr. McGinty. But did you notice the unlucky...
The Riesling Slipper Trial, and Sydney's best filly, Purpose, was trying for 5 wins on end, and in the end, she did it, and did it easily.
They're homeward bound on the Riesling Slipper Trial, and Schofield on the leader. Purpose has a sustained peep round, and another look, and it's a length and a half on Talent. Third is Sabre Dancer, and 3 lengths away next is Bell to 2. By golly, he's having a few looks on the leader. He's had 4 looks in about 250 metres, make it 5. Purpose 2.5, Sabre Dancer trying a hard out, followed by Bell to 2, but Purpose is going to be untroubled. 5 out of 5, and he's down coming to the post. It's Purpose with her ears pricked, winning it from Sabre Dancer. Third home was Bell to 2, followed in by...
On March 12, the Sydney Turf Club run the Wait for Age Rawson Stakes, and it was the all-conquering Sir Tristram's influence evident again.
Round now, about 2 lengths away, Ring True about to be joined on the outside by Strawberry Road. At the 600 metres mark, and it's Outplanted, just the leader from Fountain Court. And now Bianco Lady makes a quick move on the outside and goes up to the leaders. Quinton makes the turn 4 deep on Dalmacia as they turn for home. Into the straight, Outplanted headed by Fountain Court, the baldy face of Bianco Lady. And now Dalmacia down the outside. The Queenslander Strawberry Road starting to run home strongly. He looks confident on Dalmacia as it ranges to Fountain Court. Dalmacia quickly headed Fountain Court, 2 lengths away. Strawberry Road, who ducked in badly. He's got a bit of a struggle on his hands though. Fountain Court kicking again. Dalmacia, Fountain Court. Quinton had to get desperate. He landed Dalmacia a winner by a head over Fountain Court. Gee, the Kiwi ran a bold race. Strawberry Road, third race, very greenly.
The Sir Tristram horse Dalmacia had achieved the status of a Group 1 Stakes winner earlier in the season, but had steadily moved up to Wait for Age class. The stallion had been purchased for stud duties by a syndicate headed by Mr. John Massara, and will cover his first book of mares in the spring of '83. No one race Road. The second leg of the Triple Crown series is the Rose Hill Guineas, run over 2,000 metres on the more spacious Rose Hill course on March 19. Mr. McGinty and Veloso completely dominated discussions, but the replacement of Wayne Curran with Mick Dittman as the jockey for Strawberry Road kept that colt under notice. Dittman took Strawberry Road straight to the front.
1,000 metres mark, the pace is nice and brisk, and the leader is Strawberry Road. Mr. McGinty is in second place now, eased out outside the heels of that leader. In third spot, over on the inside rail, Tristram Lad, followed by Kiamare. A length further back, Mr. Jazz running fifth, and then Baron Kane, El Merzo, followed by Veloso. Sweeping around the outside is Mars K as they near the home turn. Going with it is Razoo. Admiral Lincoln is a long way back in the field, and back towards the tail, Wholesome, and at the flood as they turn for home. Into the straight now, 450 left to go. Mr. McGinty has raced up to join Strawberry Road. Mr. McGinty and Strawberry Road have come away from them. They lead about 4 lengths on Tristram Lad. Vance is first to go for the whip on Mr. McGinty. The Queenslander Strawberry Road has beaten him off. Strawberry Road kicked away from Mr. McGinty halfway down the straight. The others are headed by Veloso, but it's all Strawberry Road, and it's Queensland's Rose Hill Guineas. Dittman at his best, and Strawberry Road came away to beat Mr. McGinty. Third, Veloso. Fourth, Mr. Jones.
Like many...
By Kiamare and Veloso a good way back, but coming to the 200, the Queenslander giving a great sight, Strawberry Road. He kicked, and Strawberry Road's about 2 lengths clear on Mr. McGinty, making no headway. A good gap Veloso, followed by Mr. Jazz, and then Tristram Land, but it's a banana land, Rosehill Guineas. Strawberry Road, he's much too good.
Like many classic winners around the world, Strawberry Road is a product of the Northern Dancer Sire line. His Guineas win marked him as an exceptional young horse. With Manikato back in winning form, Bob Hoisted had no hesitation in taking the old champion to Sydney for the $100,000 George Ryder Stakes at Rosehill on Guineas Day. Normally, Manikato would be at odds-on in a weight-for-age race over 1,400 metres, but the parochial Sydney-siders sent out the 3-year-old filly Emancipation favourite ahead of the veteran. Was it really parochialism or just good judgment?
Started him and a length further behind them, quickly to have a crack at him. And at the 800, Manikato led her next to Galleon, 2 lengths away in third place, Ideal Planet. A half on the outside to Marquis Star, 1.5 to Avatar, and ahead to Razor Sharp. A little over a length further back, Emancipation, giving these leaders a fair start, and then Manuan followed by Rear Form. Vivacity at the head of the others, Northern Reward and Hussars command the last 2. 4:50 to go now, and Manikato the leader narrowly from Galleon. Galleon had almost drawn level with him when they head for home, and about a length and a half further back then came Marquis Star. Manikato sprinted away from Galleon. Ideal Planet getting out, coming after Manikato now. Inside the 200, Manikato still the leader. Emancipation coming at him quickly on the outside. Manikato the leader. Emancipation getting on turns. Emancipation and Manikato together. Emancipation doing a bit too well. Emancipation coming away from the gallant Manikato. And Emancipation...
An outstanding win to an obviously outstanding filly. After winning the Canterbury Stakes, she was set for the first of her Group 1 wins.
Very quickly, Emancipation is winding up. She's coming after Manny. Emancipation, the 3-year-old filly, is ranged up to the old champion. Emancipation headed Manikato. Manikato kicking again, but Emancipation is a mighty filly. Emancipation streaking away from Manikato and leading just over 2 lengths with Rear Form and nose away third, and his run was big.
Emancipation was now favourite for the Doncaster. The handicapper treated her with considerable respect, giving her 1.5 kilograms overweight for age.
Champ went to Sydney for another tilt at the Ryder, but was beaten by the brilliant mare Emancipation. Now, look carefully at this. It's the suburban colt from Campbelltown's last run in a race.
Streaking away from Manikato and leading
In all, Manikato won 29 races over 6 seasons. He was only 5 times unplaced in 47 starts. He collected $1.1 million in stakes. He set winning sequences in certain races which I think I can safely predict will never be equal. But this is the stuff of computer records. This was no super robot of the turf we've been watching. Manikato was a horse, game and marvellous, one of the great sights. He didn't hit the ground, he pulverized it. He just didn't want to beat the opposition. Like the great heavyweight fighter he was, he wanted to destroy them. He hated fuss. He seemed bored.
I've ridden some great sprinter milers in my life, right through the great filly Storm Queen, who achieved in her 3-year-old days probably something like an equal to Manikato. Horses like Century, Taj Rossi, all great names that are now down in history and in the record books. But there was certainly none better than the great Manikato.
And to win a weight-for-age race for 5 successive seasons, and I'm referring to the William Reid Stakes, that just won't be repeated again. That's like a store gift winner winning the store gift a dozen times in succession. It just won't happen again.
This horse, I think in a few years, he'll be the measuring stick of all the horses that are racing.
One thing about it, I said to one of my lasses, here one evening, we'd had a particularly long, hard day with him. We got home, I think it may have been the William Reid Stakes Day when I was 110, and I thanked the girl for her help that day, and she just looked up and said, "Oh, boss, he just makes it all worthwhile."
This footage, shown for the first time with the permission of Manikato's connections, is the last film ever taken of the Grand Horse. But the excitement generated in Sydney by the Golden Slipper Stakes isn't far behind. The Slipper has been heavily promoted over the years and is now accepted ahead of the Derby and the Sydney Cup as the most important race in New South Wales. This year there were chances conceded to only 4 horses. The Blue Diamond winner, Lover Show, the brilliant Vane colt, Sir Dapper, the unbeaten Vane filly, Purpose, and the very classy Boucher colt, Been There. They're in the stalls and set to run in the 1983 Golden Slipper Stakes.
Good start. Daybreak Lover and Purpose led the way, but Purpose shot clear on settling down, followed by Lover Show, and they're followed by Secunda, La Casier. In behind them, March Magic, Been There, followed by Talent, and they're followed by Sir Dapper, who's making ground in good stead them at the 600 metres, and it kicked away over Lover Show to an advance of Secunda. They're followed by March Magic holding the rails, and then at the head of the others, La Casier. Sir Dapper making ground, followed by Talent, Been There back on the rails, Bell Tattoo. They're followed after a gap by Top Post, and then Safe Courier well back, Laugh In. Daybreak Lover and making time well back, Purpose in front past the Ledger. Lover Show is second, Been There angling through, looking for the run between the leaders and coming on well. And Been There electing to go to the fences, coming at Purpose. But Lover Show, and here's Sir Dapper down the outside. Sir Dapper with a big lunging stride had raced up now to Been There. It's Sir Dapper, Been There and Lover Show. But Sir Dapper forging away with the 1983 Golden Slipper. Sir Dapper beat Been There, Lover Show third. Then Bell Tattoo,
Sir
March
Dapper
Magic.
is probably the best son to date of champion sire Vane, who this season became the first Australian-based sire to break the $1 million barrier for a season's progeny earnings. Dapper, who won the Slipper in 1969, before going on to be named Horse of the Year as a 3-year-old. Late in the season, Sir Dapper was purchased by a syndicate headed by Mike Willesee of Transmedia Park Stud in a deal believed to be worth $1.5 million.
Racing got them to a good even start, and Mr. McGinty bounced out with Kia Mare. Here's Morita coming at them on the outside, and deeper out Fountain Court searching for the lead, followed by Bianco Lady, and then LA Bijou, Mr. Jazz and Astralin. Very deep, followed by Bianco Lady. Fountain Court is hard-ridden, and there's Veloso coming around them smartly. They're followed by Morita. Mr. McGinty drifting well back in the field, and they're followed then by Trissaro, with Our Flight next to last, and El Larina. Kia Mare led Astralin, now with Veloso looming up to third ahead of Bianco Lady as they make the bend. Then LA Bijou, they're followed then by Mr. Jazz, and round the outside of them Trissaro. Kia Mare is claimed now by Astralin, with Veloso coming home in good style on the outside of them. Mr. McGinty and Trissaro are hooked out to make good runs. Veloso in front down to the 200 metres. On the outside, Trissaro's threatening danger, but Veloso's fighting back well. Trissaro's coming out after it under the whip. It's Trissaro coming at Veloso. Trissaro hit the lead near home, and Trissaro beat Veloso. Mr. McGinty third, then Kia Mare, Astralin, there followed
It's hard to imagine a sire having a better run of Group 1 winners than Sir Tristram. In the case of Trissaro, Sir Tristram appears to be the dominating force in the pedigree, as the gelding's female family is quite...
Been There and Lover Show battled on to be third. The next race, and a great trial for the Doncaster here by the winner Say Sabon. The Doncaster to be run in Sydney next week. There's Say Sabon, the grey, in those grey colours, drifting back along the rail as they settle down.
Zell third, followed by Cobra on the inside, and then comes McGlinchey and Tandrio. A length and a half to show Moran over on the inside of Manuan. Wider out as Latins will. A length the Rubens, 1.5 Say Sabon. Farewell Chime Morming, followed by Wellington Road and Ring True, and Manchu is last, approaching the bend at the 550, and Lord of Persia going fast, leads to Ideal Planet. A length away, third is Cobra, followed by McGlinchey on the outside, and even deeper Tandrio, even wider still as Latins will, and Show Moran is badly boxed away, and so too Rubens, although Rubens is now switching to the outside. In the stretch by the Ledger, and Ideal Planet shot away. Second, Lord of Persia, Tsar Royal third, followed by McGlinchey, Cobra, Tandrio, and then comes Rubens and Sacy Bon, who's finally getting into the open. Ideal Planet in front. He's got the whip on him, Johnston. Now Sacy Bon is rocketing home. She's looking the good. She gobbles them up and away she goes. Sacy Bon for the money beat Ideal Planet and Tandrio. Then Tsar Royal.
As I mentioned before, a great Doncaster trial by Say Sabon.
With the running of the $150,000 Doncaster handicap. It's the last. Emancipation, following her offhand defeat of Manikato at Rose Hill, was a firm 9-4 favourite. The fact she would have to put her name into the record book to win with 54.5 kilos appeared to concern no one. Bookmakers bet 8-1 bar Emancipation, but were destined for a poor result.
The pack
Got the best of the start. Penny Edition and Vivacity slow to leave, but Noble Connection and top of the pack joint leaders on settling down over Emancipation, Sunnyvale, Tandrio to the wind and Sar Royal. Avatar followed by Spectrum Handy, and they're followed by Manu, and Rare Form is deep.
When it did come, she just put the race beyond doubt in 2 strides. You know, it was unbelievable feeling.
Emancipation behind those, and Rare Form has gone deep, but is making ground as they swing into the straight now. Top of the pack claimed by Avatar. Tandrio's in behind them. Spectrum. Here's Sar Royal coming up with a good finish. Emancipation's getting into the clear along the inside. It's Avatar coming atop of the pack now. Emancipation's in the clear, and she shot away, but here's the New Zealander Ring True, putting in a big finish down the outside. Emancipation in front of Ring True, but she's going well, the filly, and Emancipation has it won. Emancipation wins the Doncaster. Ring True second, foregone conclusion. All Hussars
putting the lead. Avatar is 3 deep, followed by Tandrio, and behind them Spectrum looking for the out. The same can be said for Emancipation and Sar Royal on the outside. At the 220 top of the pack, and Avatar with Emancipation getting into the clear. The little 3-year-old filly shot away on the outside, trying to match her as Ring True, but it's Emancipation. Emancipation safely holding Ring True on the outside, foregone conclusion, but Emancipation, she's brilliant. Emancipation wins the Doncaster from Ring True and foregone conclusion.
This is her greatest victory.
Suppose it probably was one of the best wins of her career, no doubt, you know, because...
Hussars command third, then Manu.
Emancipation was easily the best racehorse I've trained. Well, I've had some very, very good horses to train, and but there's no doubt in my mind that she's by far and away the best racehorse.
Town sire Bletchingley out of a mare by the 1972 Doncaster handicap winner Gunsind. Gunsind
had been heavy enough for Doncaster Day, but heavy rain over the subsequent 24 hours saw it deteriorate badly prior to the running of the AJC Derby. Randwick trainers described the track as the heaviest they'd seen it. The conditions negated the chances of 2 of the main contenders, the New Zealanders Mr. McGinty and Secured Deposit. This paved the way for a memorable battle between Veloso and Strawberry Road. The starter has them set for the $250,000 Australian Jockey Club Derby.
Their racing got them away to a good start in the Derby. Veloso and Brahmani began well, so too did Strawberry Road and Mr. McGinty. Strawberry Road coming at Kiamare and Hermod, who make a line of 3, ahead of Brahmani, Admiral Lincoln, Veloso, Dynamo, Mr. McGinty, Seradio, Razoo. Covered in mud third, last over Hayai and Secured Deposit. Strawberry Road just led the way from Kiamare with about 650 metres to go. Veloso in the good position there is third. They're followed by Dynamo, ahead away, yielding ground, Hermod. Mr. McGinty hard ridden on the outside, but running on strongly. And then a gap, Brahmani dropping out, Tristram led Admiral Lincoln, followed by Seradio. Mr. Jazz is making ground in a hurry, followed after a long gap then by well back Secured Deposit amongst the tail enders. Strawberry Road led from Kiamare as they make the turn. Veloso third on the outside is running on strongly. It's Strawberry Road in front now over the rise. Veloso's in the second placing, the rider feeling for the whip. Strawberry Road is finding plenty down to the 200 metres. Veloso can't make any impression, and Strawberry Road is racing away from Veloso. It's Strawberry Road's Derby with about 100 to go. What a fine performance, and Strawberry Road is going to street them. Strawberry Road wins the Derby by about 5 lengths. Veloso second. 12 lengths away third, Kiamare, then Mr. Jazz Hermod.
And it's Strawberry Road by about 3/4 of a length on Kiamare. A length of Veloso popped the question, and about 3 or 4 then to Mr. McGinty. On top of the rise in the Queenslander, Strawberry Road. He's a length and a half Veloso and 2 1/2 to Kiamare. But Strawberry Road, he's going great guns. Veloso making no impression on him. And the Queensland combination of L. Dittman and Strawberry Road are absolutely donkey-licking their rivals. Veloso second, a minute away third, Kiamare.
The second horse is Veloso, owned by John Singleton and Larry Pickering. As Singleton said later, but for Strawberry Road he would have won the Derby by 16 lengths. A fact he was to remember when he subsequently bought a share in the champion.
Then Mr. Jazz Hermod.
Wet or dry, it makes little difference to this handsome grandson of the international stud champion Nijinsky. The official margins were Strawberry Road by 5.5 lengths to Veloso, with Kiamare 16 lengths away third.
The running of the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth Stakes on April 4 did little to ease the confusion. In this 2,000-metre weight for age race, 2 proven 2-milers, the New Zealander Fountain Court and the local mare Bianco Lady, engaged in a thrilling duel for the entire length of the straight. But the demise of the Cup favourite Trissaro simply served to confuse the issue.
Trissaro moving around to second. Fountain Court hard ridden on the rails. Morita is yielding ground. They're followed by Gurner's Lane and El Arena dropped out along last. Bianco Lady just led the way to Fountain Court and Trissaro moving up to make a line of three as they round the home bend. Morita has dropped back to fourth and Gurner's Lane is giving them a long start. Trissaro on the outside is coming at Fountain Court and Bianco Lady, who's still battling there in that line of three. Not much between them now. It's Fountain Court in the middle. May have a slight lead over Bianco Lady. Trissaro has dropped back behind this pair. It's Bianco Lady again in front of Fountain Court. Bianco Lady might defy them to run her down. She's about a head in front, 50 out. Fountain Court's coming out on the line and he'll get it too, I think. Yes, I'd say Fountain Court may have beaten Bianco Lady. Trissaro third. A long way Morita, followed by Gurner's Lane and El Arena.
A dogged win to the New Zealand visitor, Fountain Court. At the end.
Racing in the Sydney Cup, and Veloso got the best of the start, bounced out cleanly, Bianco Lady, and Secured Deposit putting on pace, and they're followed by Il Rubino, and Twig Moss is getting along the inside rail, and Twig Moss has headed off Secured.
What the hell's going to knock it over this time? And there was nothing came out of the rut, and when I went back to find Veloso, I had to put my glasses down because he'd shot about 3 or 4 lengths clear, and I really I couldn't believe it. You get used to a horse like that, second, third, second. You just don't think it's ever going to crack it, and I think that made it all the more exciting when he did.
Leaders are starting to pack up. Secured Deposit just in front of Veloso as they make the bend. It's Veloso coming at Secured Deposit. Here's Fountain Court hooking into the clear, and they're followed by Bianco Lady. Veloso shot to the lead over the top of the rise. Secured Deposit is battling back well under the whip. Fountain Court behind them. Veloso is well clear halfway down the straight. Secured Deposit is in the second placing, battling on well, but it looked like Veloso is streaking the field now, and Veloso streaking away. In the second placing, Secured Deposit, but it's all Veloso, and Veloso easily wins it. Secured Deposit is in the second placing, either Fountain Court...
Revenge for Veloso, who'd been placed in the Canterbury Guineas, Rosehill Guineas, Tancred Stakes and the Derby before this breakthrough. It continued the remarkable season for Zamazan. The tough ex-Prix Horde her final appearance for the season on Cup Day in the $50,000 All-Age Stakes, a traditional weight-for-age consolation for the Doncaster contenders. Bookmakers bet 10-1 bar Emancipation, keeping her at the almost unbackable odds of 3-1 on.
Rare form, and they're followed by Sar Royal, who's steadily picking up ground. In behind them, Moormink on the inside of Emancipation by about a neck. Back behind those, Lancelotto, Farewell Chime, Lord Wellington. A long way, Hussar's Command, Foregone Conclusion, Lord Mop and Our Town, and Latin's Will. Ideal Planet led Razor Sharp, who's getting closer. Here's Rare Form storming at this pair on the outside. In behind them, Moormink, Emancipation, giving them a long start, not doing much at the moment. Rare Form takes the lead away from Ideal Planet. Down to the 200 metres, Rare Form shot away. Ideal Planet in the second placing. Emancipation couldn't win, but it's an easy one for Rare Form, and Rare Form goes on to beat stablemate Moormink second, Ideal Planet third.
Rare Form had once again filled the giant killer's role. Back in September, he shocked the racing world by lowering the boom on Kingston Town in the Chelmsford Stakes, and this time, his victim... Although the Adelaide Cup also fell to a visiting galloper, there was a strong hometown flavour through the association of John Letts. Letts, one of Australian racing's most popular and colourful personalities, combined perfectly with the master trainer of stayers, George Hanlon, to win the Cup with the New Zealand-bred gelding Amaranth. For Letts, it was his 99th success in a Cup race. He rounded off the 100 at a provincial fixture several weeks later. It was Hanlon.
And running down past the 800-metre mark, it's Kiamare attempting to lead throughout. It shifted off the rail and the runs come for Our Shout. Our Shout getting up on the inside. Oh, Kiamare came back to the rail in front of it. Now Shout was pratted back. Over on the outside, Big Bronson is boxing on, and Dealer's Choice, last year's winner, has come from near the tail. As they're about to turn, and Magistrate is poked up between them, the 11-year-old. And here comes Magistral. Out wider on the track, Tajur Mio, and Lorelei Lee is searching for a run, badly in need of one. Homeward bound in the 1983 Cup, and out wide Tajur Mio and Magistral. With Magistrate, Kiamare, Lorelei Lee. Here's Charzula out wide and past the baton, and Zama from the tail. It's going to be a big go. It's Tajur Mio, Magistral, and joining in is Amaranth. He's coming home out of the clouds. Amaranth gets to them close to home, and it's going to be Amaranth's Cup. Amaranth got home about a half head on the line. Tajur Mio second. Magistral got third.
The Australian circuit of racing carnivals concludes in Brisbane.
fourth place getter Vicky Ave, the New Zealander, were quite sound for the Oaks to be run at Eagle Farm next Saturday. Vicky Ave was forced a little wide on the home turn, and her effort was sound.
Towards the outside began fairly well, and Homemade showing speed. Prince Comedy near the inside began nicely, and so too did Haley's Hope and Sunnyvale. Getting back short out to the start, Vicky Ave with Admiral Lincoln and Noble Feld. Followed then by Sunnyvale. Further back, Sir Riverton starting a long run. And then Haley's Hope, Star of the Night, Prince Comedy, Settled Night, and Noble Falcon last with Vicky Ave as they run onto the home turn with about 4:50 to go. Strawberry Road comes to the corner by a length and a half on Homemade. Admiral Lincoln third on the outside. Then Sunnyvale, Star of the Night, Sir Riverton. Vicky Ave pulled to the extreme outside now, starting a long run. Strawberry Road in front, 300 metres to go. He's a length and a half in front of Homemade. He's gone for the whip now on Homemade, and Dittman lets Strawberry go. He's raced away from them. Strawberry Road, he's about 3 lengths in front of Homemade, then Haley's Hope, but he's back on top today. He's killing them, Strawberry Road, and he's racing right away in the run to the line. Strawberry Road, he's down, wins it by 4 lengths. Haley's Hope second. Third, Homemade, followed by Vicky Ave, Star of the Night, followed in by Sir Riverton.
The 7th was the second graduate. In the middle of a middle distance preparation, he was able to come back to the 1350 metres against older sprinters, and he was always travelling like a winner, and I think Mick Dittman had plenty in reserve at the finish. So Strawberry Road will finish off his winter campaign in the Derby on next Saturday, and then I think Queenslanders are really looking forward to the spring. I think races like the Cox Plate and the Caulfield Cup are at his mercy if he can regather the form he's shown in the autumn and winter. Anyway, let's have a look firstly at the Power Hotels quality at Doomben on Tuesday. Great win to Strawberry Road.
And they're off and running towards the outside. Grand Series and Grand Rocky both came out quickly. He's a Hayes and Stelina showing speed. Neptune's Court began well, settling about 5th on the inside, moving up on the outside. Bren Lane on the rails, a length and a half to Grand Series, followed then by Neptune's Court. Strawberry Road is running about 7th at the moment on the outside. Then Seeger's Gold, Sao Borgia open the door next on the inside of Grand Rocky, then Silver Bounty. A break of 3 lengths to Confidentially, and Sovereign Chief still last down the side, 600 metres out. Glenside, the outside, is just in front of Stelina. A length and a half away third, Bren Lane on the inside of Tandrio, followed by Strawberry Road, who's ridden along a little bit at this stage. Sao Borgia now starting to pick up ground. Grand Series out a little bit wide, and then Neptune's Court. Grand Rocky pulled to the outside, starting a big run around the corner now. 400 metres left to go. Bren Lane off the rails, loomed up quickly to go to the lead. Strawberry Road after him quickly on the outside, then Glenside, Stelina, followed by Grand Rocky, and then Sao Borgia, 250 out, and he's let go on Strawberry, and Strawberry's raced away from them. He's 2 lengths in front. Grand Rocky moving up to second, then Bren Lane, but he's a super colt, Strawberry Road. Strawberry Road romping to the line, wins it easily. Oh, how good is he? Strawberry Road first, second Grand Rocky or Bren Lane, fourth, open the door.
The first attraction is the QTC Oaks, won previously.
450 metres left to go. Lady Plutus nicely clear as they straighten up. It's Lady Plutus, 2 lengths in front. Vicky Ave hard ridden. Gelsomine on the outside, and then Homemade Interiors, and further back Lady Capulet. Lady Plutus nicely clear, 250 out. She's raced away from them. Lady Plutus 4 lengths in front. Vicky Ave and Gelsomino battling on well, and then Lady Capulet, but she's going through the heavy going, and it's Lady Plutus careering away. She's going to record one of the easiest wins we've ever seen in the Oaks. And Lady Plutus goes on to win it by 8 lengths. Lady Plutus first, Vicky Ave second, Gelsomino third, then Lady Capulet, followed by Homemade.
Lady Plutus, a daughter of the well-bred, vaguely noble stallion Plutus, is trained at... As in Sydney in the autumn, rain played havoc with the preparation of horses for the major Brisbane races. Those being trained to run a distance were hardest hit. Strawberry Road went into the Queensland Derby with only a 1,350 metre race to fit him. Strawberry Road looked every inch a champion as he thrashed a top-class field of open sprinters in the Power Hotels handicap, and this ensured him of being a long odds-on favourite for the Derby.
Clear now, Strawberry Road, if he's good enough, followed by So Good and Forward Charge right down the outside. 250 metres left to go. Tristram Lad in front, but joined by Strawberry Road on the outside. Strawberry Road's loomed up to go to the lead from Tristram Lad. Roy Peaker battling on well, and then Forward Charge and So Good. Dittman's pulled the whip on Strawberry Road. He's just in front of Tristram Lad. Forward Charge on the outside. Strawberry Road in front, drawing to the post. Yes, he's going to wrap up the Derby double. Strawberry Road in front. Yes, he's just won it. Strawberry Road, I'd say, has just beaten Forward Charge. He's out very wide forward.
After the Derby, like most handicaps over the metric 2 miles, this year's Brisbane Cup was wide open. Adelaide Cup winner Amaranth was joint favourite at 11-2, along with the AJC St Ledger winner Forward Charge. The 3-year-old was given every chance, but at the halfway mark, Amaranth was well back and in big trouble.
Sweet
Jamaica with rank. 600 metres left to go. Lancelot the leader as they swing onto the bend, a half length on Sir Riverton. Forward charge a half length away third, then Lorelei lead. Jiff on the outside, starting a big run. There's a fall. There's two down as they come onto the home turn. Two of them came down. Around the bend now, 400 metres left to go. Lancelotto's the leader, a half length in front. Forward charge after him quickly on the outside. Noble Heights has now popped the big question. Amaranth's getting a run in the centre. Bound to Honour on the extreme outside with Rose and Thistle. Forward charge has taken the lead, 200 to go, but here's the favourite. Amaranth's loomed up to go to the lead on the outside, and Amaranth is spearing away from them over the concluding stages. He's going to win it brilliantly. Amaranth by 3 lengths, Bound to Honour second, tight for third. Lady Capulet all four. And now 400 metres left to go. Lancelotto's the leader, a half length in front. Forward charge after him quickly on the outside. Noble Heights has now popped the big question. Amaranth's getting a run in the centre. Bound to Honour on the extreme outside with Rose and Thistle. Forward charge has taken the lead, 200 to go, but here's the favourite. Amaranth's loomed up to go to the lead on the outside, and Amaranth is spearing away from them over the concluding stages. He's going to win it brilliantly. Amaranth by 3 lengths, Bound to Honour second, tight for third. Lady Capulet all forward charge, then Lancelot.
A marvellous staying effort by Amaranth, and certainly far more impressive than he had been in Adelaide a month earlier.
The 2 days leading up to the Rothmans, much publicity was given to the proposed change of riding tactics of the New Zealander Axeman.
They're racing now. He's a Haze near the inside began quickly, and so did So Dandy, an Ideal Planet on the outside. Patera showing a lot of speed. Worcester's going fast near the inside, and He's a Haze is kicking up now with Draw the Line, getting a long way back in the early stages. Bren Lane, he's back about 5th last. Neptune's caught Grand Rocky getting back, and confidentially at Meteor Grand Rocky, and then Grand Series and confidentially last. They're packing up as they run down the side. 500 metres left to go. Worcester loomed up quickly on the outside of He's a Haze to vie for the lead. Ideal Planet 3 deep battling on. Well, there's Lord Sambo going up very fast on the outside. Nosy Parker in the centre coming into it with a good run to the extreme outside. So Dandy. Patera popped the big question, and then Toy Pindari. 250 to go, and the Boulders race to the lead. Lord Sambo, he's a length and a half clear. Bren Lane with a big run on the outside, and here's Axeman winding up. Look at him come, Axeman. He's flying down the outside. He's loomed up to take the lead, and Axeman's racing away from Bren Lane and Lord Sambo, and Axeman goes on to win. Axeman first, Lord Sambo second, Bren Lane third, then Patera.
Axeman is by the little-known Crimson God, an unraced son of Busted. The unbeaten Eric Robinson had the winning mount. The win earned Axeman a 3-kilo penalty for the 4X Cup a week later, which prompted owner-trainer Kevin Griffin to slate the BATC handicapper in the daily press. Threats to withdraw Axeman in protest failed to eventuate. On Cup Day, punters made Axeman favourite to become the first horse since the mighty Burnborough in 1946 to complete the Doomben double.
Lancelot is going to last as they come down the side. 600 metres left to go. Axeman's the leader. He's a length and a half in front of Ben Cara, ridden along. Abbott's third on the rails, then Bound to Honour. Followed on the inside then by Gelsamino. Starting a run, Claymore Boy on the extreme outside. He's coming into it with Rose and Thistle, and then Lord Seaman and Prince Majestic's giving them a long start as they straighten up. Axeman in front, 350 to go. Abbott on the outside after this leader. Right down the extreme outside, here's Lord Seaman, then Gelsamino, followed by Rose and Thistle and Claymore Boy. Axeman in front, Lord Seaman trying hard to get to him, and then Abbott and Rose and Thistle. Axeman in front, he's fighting. Lord Seaman's coming at him on the outside. Axeman and Lord Seaman. Lord Seaman the outside, grabbed the lead right on the line. He's just got up. Lord Seaman by a head to Axeman, third Abbott. Got up. Lord Seaman by a head to Axeman, third Abbott. Followed in by Prince.
An outstanding effort from the rough-looking New Zealander with the big heart. Axeman shouldered 58.5 kilos in that race, conceding a massive 11 kilos or 24 pounds to Lord Seaman. And in Bletchingley, he was ridden at his correct weight of 47.5 kilos.